skill. What a man. Six sixes in an over.
India world champions.
Netherlands cannot believe it. Shahid Afridi.
The victorious Pakistan team.
Hussey has deposited that into the stands. Look at these scenes. England are the winners. A brilliant century by McCullum.
Here they come. The winners, West Indies. Kohli, run machine.
Malinga.
2014 champion Sri Lanka.
Well, I tell you what, all the flights coming into Chandigarh were full today. They've come in large numbers with high expectations from the team that they'll support. Well, here we are at the Inderjeet Singh Bindra Stadium. It's all set, as you can see, they're making a lot of noise. The flags are out. It's a pleasant evening as well here in Mohali. And we are here for a league game, but it's a knockout match. It's as simple as that. They're all vying for those 4 spots in the semi-finals. India versus Australia, Super 10 Group 2. The team that wins tonight goes through to the semi-finals. The team that has some superstars in them. They know how to win the world titles. Captain more than anyone else. And familiar rivals these days, Australians for the Indians, Shane Watson, Steve Smith. They've won 2 matches, but against 2 weaker teams. So today is a real test for Australia as well. New Zealand, the only team that has gone through to the quarterfinals. They've got 8 points from their 4 matches, all 4 of which they won. Australia have played 3, they've won 2, and they've lost 1. West Indies gave us a bit of a surprise in their match against Afghanistan, but they were, well, when they beat South Africa, they qualified for the semi-finals. England, what a match that was against Sri Lanka, are the other semi-finalists from that group. Wonderful settings here, and you can just imagine the kind of atmosphere that we'll get. The weather as well is very pleasant. We've got, well, you can see there, we've got the 2 captains, the match referee, and Nasser Hussain for the toss.
2 sides who know each other very well in what is effectively a quarter-final. Should be a cracker. Got a captains, match referee, and the mascot. Ranjan, you've got the coin. MS Dhoni's got the coin. Tails is the call.
Tails it is.
Tails it is. Steve, you won the toss. What are you going to do?
We're going to have a bat.
Reasons for that?
Looks a pretty good wicket. Looks like it's a little bit dry underneath and might slow up a little bit later in the game, but I'm not really sure, so hopefully some good runs on the board.
If it is a little bit drier than the other day, do you think your boys will cope with the spin threat from India?
Yeah, I think we've worked a lot on it. We haven't been playing too well against it in the middle overs, but guys have got certain plans and they have to stick to it, and hopefully we can have some success against it.
Fair to say your side has got better with every game?
Yeah, we have. I think that's the way you want to play in tournament play. You want to get better as you go through, and you obviously have to win your games, but it's nice to be in a position where we're at now in a quarter-final.
Team news, any changes?
Same team.
It's going to be a pretty one-sided crowd here. Your boys going to be able to cope with that?
I'm sure they'll be fine. All of us have played here before. It's a great place to play. They're very passionate fans, so yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Good luck.
Thank you.
MS, you lost the toss. What would you have done?
We were looking to bat first also, the second game, and also it may slow down. I'm not saying it will definitely slow down, but there are chances it may slow down.
Is this the pitch that your batsmen have been waiting for all tournament?
Well, again, it looks like that, but what's more important is how it behaves, So it looks like a surface, that definitely the batsman will love. But again, as I said, it depends on how much rolling is done and, how well it comes off the wicket, because that's what our batsmen, they love.
A lot of focus has been on your batting, but your bowling has been seriously good in the tournament and you've handled them well.
Well, they have done the job for us, which I feel is very important. You can't always rely on one department. I feel it's important to contribute from all the departments. Our fielding also has been good apart from one last game. So overall, I feel the bowlers have done a really good job. Yes, our batting lineup looks stronger than our bowling lineup. So a lot of talk is, around our batting lineup. But I feel, it's quite balanced.
Haven't quite been at your best in this tournament as a team. Do you have to be at your best to beat Australia tonight?
Well, I think so. The reason being, in the knockout games, this is where everything really matters. Every run counts, every catch counts. So it's important that we are at our best. Even if we can pull up to 80 or 85%, because we feel, we are still close to 60% when it comes to the batting. So if we can slightly go up in our batting department, it will be good.
Good luck this evening.
Thanks a lot.
So the news from the middle is that Australia can have a bat.
Which I tell you what, some people here at Mohali might think, is that a wise thing to do? Because you want to chase under lights here sometimes. The dew, the moisture on the pitch also helped, but that's the Australian playing 11 for you. Finch is back at the top, so Warner will bat at number 3. And they've got Colton-Nile, Hazelwood, and Zampa has been a real, I've been very excited with the leg spinner. He's bowled really well. Faulkner had a good game in the last match. So that's the Australian playing 11 for you. India, as you'd expect with Dhoni, you don't see too many changes with Dhoni, so he's retained the same team. They've got spinning options in Ashwin and Jadeja. Bumrah, Nehra have become reliable seamers these days for India. The top order, Dhawan and Rohit, have to fire. And talking of top order, I've got the top order here as well with me. Sunil Gavaskar and Michael Slater, 2 brilliant openers. First, the decision after winning the toss, Australia wanting to bat first. You think that's a good decision?
Well, I think they're probably going because they don't want to play under any pressure of an asking grade. If you're chasing, even if it's chasing 140, 130 or something, there is always the pressure of that. On the other hand, I think India's bowling has also stood up to the test. They have done so well in the last couple of games, particularly against Bangladesh. So either way, I don't think it would have mattered to India. India would have been happy to bat first. India would have been happy to chase. And looking at their current state of mind, having beaten Australia thrice in Australia, they are playing at home conditions. I think the Indians will definitely be far more confident.
Come on, Slats, tell us what you think of this matchup tonight.
I just love this rivalry now. We've been playing against each other for a long time, but in more recent times, it's just been superb. The spice out in the middle. In recent times, the last 3 2020s in Australia, India beat Australia in all 3. Australia were shifting the team around a little bit, but India wiped them. And in run chases as well, that last one in Sydney was very special.
Yes.
So India take a lot into this game from that. Australia clicked 2 days ago, though. So I think they'll be better for it tonight.
Yeah, at that time, India had won, 10 of the 11 matches that they had played. But things have changed. It's not been an easy ride here to Mohali for India, especially that India-Bangladesh game. And it's something that the Indian players are trying to get over.
Seems like a dream even now. We didn't quite realize how we pulled it off. To be very honest, it was a very draining game, both emotionally and physically. We thought at one stage we had no chance of winning the game, then we pulled it back, and then the last over, they had the game to be sealed with 3 balls to go, and I pretty much thought the end of the road. But as things would happen, we managed to pull the game off, and it has to go down as one of the finest matches we played. Like as it is always in India, you have to win every game, so it's not something that's new for us. We are used to this kind of pressure. But we haven't played great cricket so far, so we have something to look forward to tomorrow. If we can pick our game up tomorrow, I think then we'll start becoming the favourites for the tournament. Australia is a quality side. Look, we're not taking them easy at all. I mean, of course, no side in the world is being taken easy by us. But Australia is one such team which has got great firepower in its batting, and we played recently against them. If that could count for anything, we can try and exploit what we know of them. If we get the first pedal on that door of winning tomorrow, then the crowd will definitely get behind us. It is a big factor when you play down in India. All the teams that come down here always face the crowd pressure, but if we get the momentum and the lead into the game, that's going to be even more massive.
And that tomorrow Ashwin was talking about has arrived. The news is that Australia won the toss. They've elected to bat first. This is the Indian team for you.
Yes, I think the openers, Shikhar Dhawan, Rohit Sharma, if they get going, then they can get the team off to a flying start. The left and right hand combination, followed by the one and only Virat Kohli, Suresh Raina and Yuvraj Singh. That also is a formidable batting lineup up there. And then it'll be Mahendra Singh Dhoni or Hardik Pandya, depending on the situation. Dhoni has promoted Pandya up. Ravindra Jadeja, handy bat. Ravichandran Ashwin, Ashish Nehra and Bumrah bringing up the rear.
And typically, as you would expect, Dhoni hasn't made any changes at all. The pitch also not one where you would want to make too many changes or get an extra spinner. So it's all set up here. As you can see, they've come and they have got high expectation from this Dhoni-led team. The emotions now starting to take over from logic. We'll take a short break at this stage. Yes, that night has finally arrived. We are at Mohali. Australia won the toss. They've elected to bat first. Let's find out the pitch for tonight. Nasir Hussain alongside.
Two best pitches in the tournament have been in Mumbai and here in Mohali, and you can see why. If you look down the pitch, you can see a green tinge to it because there's some grass on it. It's not live grass, but it just holds the pitch together and gets the new ball skidding onto the bat, which is fair to both sides. The Australians playing on the one next to it the other day smashed 190 odd against Pakistan because they like pace on the bat, and the Indian top three have been searching for a pitch like this, something that comes on so that Dhawan and Kohli and Rohit Sharma can show all their shots. Under closer examination at the ends, I'd say it's a fraction drier than what Pakistan played Australia on the other day. Just a little bit, maybe because it's a used pitch. So I think the odd ball will grip. One thing's for certain, I don't think there's going to be a lot of bounce. I think the quicker bowlers will skid it. And one of the danger men for India in particular will be someone like Ravi Jadeja with his low arm, skidding it on, trying to get bowls and LBW. Pass score, 175, 180. It's a very good pitch.
And Australia will be making first use of that pitch. Now, Australia with the bat, I think have got a few game changers, but let's get a better insight into this Australian team. Let's have a look at this one.
Certainly hadn't really clicked as a team up until this game against Pakistan, so it's nice that our batting unit was able to come together really well, and we executed well with the ball. So yeah, it gives us a lot of confidence going into the game against India, but we know India is going to be a different challenge again, so we have to be at our absolute best. India as a batting unit have got firepower all the way through, top of the order, all the way through the middle order as well. Bowling wise, obviously got very skillful spinners in these conditions. Ashish Nira's bowling beautifully as well, so look, we're just going to have to be our absolute best, there's no doubt. We have to put pressure on the Indian team from ball one, whatever we do first, and try and hold it for as long as we can.
Michael Slater is here with me. This is the Australian playing 11, Slad.
Yeah, great to see Aaron Finch back in, and Khawaja is batting sublimely, and he'll continue that. Dave Warner, we haven't seen the best of him just yet, but I think he's ready to fire. Steve Smith found form. He was the pick of the bunch 2 days ago against Pakistan, and Maxwell's contribution was not to be underestimated. He's got more in him. Shane Watson down in that middle order. He batted well 2 days ago as well. Faulkner got 5 wickets. Peter Neville is taking some stumpings, and Zampa is providing some good spin. Gee, he's been bowling well for a youngster. Coulter-Nile needs to get a little better and contribute better with the ball, but Hazelwood, I think, was a good selection 2 days ago. They needed that win. They needed to settle into the tournament, and they gained a lot out of that win against Pakistan, Sanjay.
True, that a lot of people think of Australian bowling attack as not being their strong forte, especially because they lack an X factor. Maybe Zampa is stepping in, but clearly batting their main strength.
Yeah, and I think that's true for a lot of sides in this tournament. I think a lot of bowling attacks need to really suit to the conditions over here, and a couple of the attacks getting in sync now with the Indian conditions, and I think Australia are one of those attacks. Young Zampa, tonight's the pressure cooker for him. He's bowled exceptionally well, but we've got a different crowd. We're playing against the home country, and it will be a different ball game. But I think there are others like Coulter-Nile and Hazelwood. They can keep improving, so expect a little bit more from the bowlers.
They'll be happy with the surface that they've got tonight, because it could have been a ranked turner.
Yeah, exactly. I think it might turn a little bit more tonight as well, but I think that pace is very much what they get at home, and that's why we're seeing a lot better batting.
So which is the big player that's going to come to tonight's party? As you mentioned, it's a big high-stake game for both teams.
Yeah, well, I think we expect more from Dave Warner. We haven't seen him at his best. He's at 3. I still think he could be opening, but he's batting 3, and he loves playing over here as well.
I think there are about 4 or 5 Australian batsmen who can get that strike rate up to 150. Michael Slater, thank you very much for your thoughts.
Thank you.
There it is. We're all set for tonight. Just to reconfirm, Australia won the toss and they've elected to bat first, and live action will follow very shortly.
I'm me. I will only see what I want to see.
It's my eyes.
My show.
I don't go with the flow.
I go solo.
Hotstar. Download the app and watch movies, serials and sports in 8 languages. Absolutely free. Hotstar. Go solo.
What a man. 6 sixes in a row.
India world champions.
Netherlands cannot believe it. Shahid Afridi.
The victorious Pakistan team.
Hussey has deposited that into the stands. Look at these scenes. England are the winners. A brilliant century by McCullum.
Here they come. The winners, West Indies. Kohli, run machine.
Malinga.
2014 champion Sri Lanka.
India is going to be a different challenge again.
Australia is a side that play with a lot of passion.
We have to put pressure on the Indian team from ball one.
I back myself to go out there and win the game.
Australia will be a showdown against India. Well, welcome everybody. It is a beautiful evening here in Mohali, and this is the matchup of the tournament so far. India taking on Pakistan, Australia. And Australia have won the toss and elected to bat first. It is a blockbuster. Live from Mohali, a packed crowd, and a must-win game. Whoever wins through goes through to the semi-finals. They will take on the West Indies in Mumbai. Both these teams lost their opening games against New Zealand. We'll have a look at the groups. New Zealand have already qualified. Australia, India, and they will move through to the semi-finals, the winner tonight. And Group 1, the West Indies and England have already qualified, so this is the final game. And we will find out who will make the semi-finals, as both these sides are unchanged. MS Dhoni in India have used the same 11 players throughout this tournament. Stephen Smith for Australia, unchanged tonight, but they have gone through a few different combinations and used 14 players in their squad. A much anticipated crowd here in Mohali. A blockbuster game. The crowd have been in early. And so far Stephen Smith calling correctly, winning the toss and electing to bat first. As the two teams get set for the national anthems. Plenty of emotion, of hopes and dreams, who will go through to the semi-finals in this ICC World 2020. Let's hear now the national anthems. Plenty of emotion for both these sides here tonight. For MS Dhoni and his Indian team, a couple of nervous starts in this tournament. They lost to New Zealand, and that was a thumping and a shocking loss for them, for India, especially as the hosts in the opening game by 47 runs. They bounced back well against Pakistan by 6 wickets, and there was a nervous win against Bangladesh as well for India. Sunil Gavaskar is alongside me, Sonny, and, well, anticipation. None more than this one.
Yes, I think so. I think this, as everybody knows, it's the quarterfinals. 3 teams have qualified for the semi-finals. The winner of this is going to qualify to play against the West Indies. Australia opting to bat first after winning the toss. And that'll mean that India will be chasing under some pressure of the asking rate. We'll have to wait and see how many runs the Australians put up.
Two Australian openers making their way out to the middle. Usman Khawaja on the left and Aaron Finch on the right. Aaron Finch, well, he's only played 1 game in this ICC 2020, and that was 15 from 16, and that was against Pakistan only a couple of days ago. He was ranked number 1 in the world for 2020 cricket. Very good strike rate of 151, and he'll be looking to get Australia off to a flying start here tonight. It looks like a good wicket. It's a little bit of grass on it. There has been a game previously, only an hour ago, and that was the women's game. Usman Khawaja, well, that was the man that took his spot at the other end. He's batted really well throughout this tournament, Usman Khawaja. Scores of 38 against New Zealand, 58 against Bangladesh, and 21 of 16 against Pakistan here in Mohali. The left and right-handed combination.
You can see the excitement in the crowd. It's a packed house here, absolutely jam-packed. Not an inch to spare. Ashish Nehra, very, very experienced bowler. It'll be interesting to see whether Dhoni opens at the other end with a spinner. He's done that quite regularly in the tournament. Opened with Ashish Nehra and then Ravichandran Ashwin at the other end. Plenty of pressure on the umpires as well. Kumar Dharmasena, former Sri Lankan player, and Murray Resmas from South Africa. A lot of pressure, and I can tell you one thing, it's not going to be easy to hear these little snicks, because this is a vocal crowd. This is a loud crowd. The noise down there is incredible. We were down there doing the pre-game show, couldn't hear while we were standing just a couple of less than a foot away from each other. Impossible to hear. So it's not going to be easy for the umpires there.
Packed in here at Mohali, eagerly waiting the first delivery and getting this game going. And Ashish Nehra will open the bowling for India. A nervous time for that man, Ravi Shastri, the team manager for India as well. The final group game, a knockout match. Australia taking on India, and we are set to go. Ashish Nehra to Khawaja. Pulls it away, and what a start for Australia. It goes all the way to the boundary.
Well, he does play that shot well. We've seen him throughout the tournament. Slightly short of length, and he quickly transfers his weight onto the back foot, and there it is. Just transferring the weight and pulling it from outside the off stump. Short ball from there. I didn't quite get up as much as he probably wanted. So very good start this for Australia.
No change in the field. Fine leg still back, and a man just in front of square on the ring. A dabble outside the off stump.
Good comeback, very good comeback this from Nehra. That's where experience comes in handy. He's been hit for a boundary of the first ball, but look at that next one, around the off stump on a length, leaving the batsman just that little bit.
Well, he's a seasoned campaigner, nearly 37 years of age. He's had his fair share of injuries, Ashish Nehra. 1 for 20 against New Zealand off his 3. 1 for 20 off his 4 overs against Pakistan, and 1 for 29 against Bangladesh. Well, it's a good delivery, shaping away from the left-handed Khawaja.
Yes, beautiful delivery this. Little change when he's released the ball, but it starts to move after pitching. There it is, starting to move after pitching, so not much that the batsman can do excepting feel for it. Lucky that the ball moved just that little bit too much.
Well, he likes to hang on the back foot, Usman Khawaja, and that's the perfect length from Ashish Nehra. A little bit of swing out there this evening, and a little bit of grass on the pitch, just assisting the bowler. And this one's cut and fielded.
India's got an outstanding fielding unit. Ravindra Jadeja at Jonty's corner. Then there is Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, Hardik Pandya. It's an outstanding fielding unit.
Yeah, an evening game. It was just allowing a little bit of swing around out there for the bowlers. It may swing for the first 3 or 4 overs. Pitched up. No foot movement there from Khawaja.
Yes, looking to play on the up. Australia played on this ground a couple of days ago against Pakistan. Not quite getting the bounce that he wants. Dhoni collecting it almost on the second bounce.
Yeah, not going forward or back, Usman Khawaja. We saw a couple of deliveries keep low in the women's game. Interesting to see how it plays tonight. Last ball of the first over. Oh, it's another good delivery. Beaten outside the off stump. Full with that loss.
Well, top class delivery this from Ashish Nehra. What a comeback. First ball hit for a boundary, and then look at that. Perfect length and curving away from the left-hander. And there it is. He's been squared totally.
Good comeback from Ashish Nehra in the first over. It's the one boundary from it. Jasper Bumrah will open up from the other end. Economy rate very good at 6.25. Aaron Finch take his first ball. He's down the wicket early and quickly off the mark. Shot at the bowler's end. It must have been close.
Very, very close. Every batsman's anxious to get off the mark, but this was very, very close. I think he might have made it, but he's another fine fielder, Hardik Pandya.
Some good work in mid-on, but it was Aaron Finch walking down the wicket that gave him a bit of a head start. Bumrah, just the 2 wickets in this tournament so far, one against New Zealand, one against Pakistan. What can he do tonight? Whip through the leg side from Usman Khawaja, who's very strong in that region, and that brings up his second boundary.
Yes, he's very, very strong off his pads. Hits the ball square, generally in front of the square leg umpire. And that's what has happened again. He's got the leg ball and he knows that there is no protection there. He's had a go.
Well, he was aggressive against Pakistan. Usman Khawaja hit 3 4s and a 6 in his 21. He goes again. It's wide of mid-on. And that'll make its way to the boundary. So 2 in a row.
Well, I think Bumrah will have to look at his length, because that's the length that the Australians are looking for. Just 2 fielders outside the 30-yard circle for the first 6 overs. So Khawaja is going to take his chances. And if he's going to bowl the length balls, then he's going to be taken for runs there. The lofted shot is always going to be on. Dhoni now moving his fielders around. He's got an extra man on the onside, taking the slip out and put him to mid-wicket.
Around the wicket. Now Bumrah. Goes again, Khawaja, and he gets another boundary. This is becoming a big over for Australia, 3 in a row.
Well, he's got such a good Yorker. He's got to look to bowl that much, much fuller. This is on the length, and he likes to play that shot. He looks to take everything to the onside, and he's been successful. 3 back-to-back 4s.
MS Dhoni making another change. 2 out on the leg side in the deep. No one out on the offside. Usman Khawaja summing up the situation. Thinks this wicket is pretty good to bat on early on, and they want to cash in on the power play. He's 16 from 9 with 4 fours. And a rare dot ball.
Well, 3 back-to-back fours. This is the first one. The lofted shot over mid-wicket. Then the lofted one over mid-on, and now played along the ground towards square leg. So he does favour the onside.
No cutters from Bumrah. That could be the option. Last ball of this over. And runs it down through the third man with no one out. It's another boundary. Big over for Australia. 17 from it, 21 without loss. Australia unchanged. Warner at 3 and Smith at 4 and Maxwell at 5 at this stage. It may change. Oh, that was close to the leg stump. Aaron Finch walking down the wicket to Ashish Nehra. There wasn't much in it.
Yes, trying to move to the onside. Yes, you can see the ball's on top of the leg stump. And maybe that's the reason why Kumar Dharmasena didn't call it a wide. And wasn't too far away from the top of the leg stump either.
Well, Aaron Finch, he's only faced 2 deliveries. He's walked down the wicket to both of them. It's been Khawaja at the other end. He's 20. He's hit 5 fours. That's wide and in the gap. Flaying it away, Aaron Finch, and that'll bring up his first boundary.
Well, given a bit of room outside the off stump from Nehra, one of those rare deliveries where he's not been stump to stump. And Finch, but you can see he didn't quite get it off the middle of the bat, because it seemed to me as if it had come off the toe. Yes, it did come off the toe end of the bat. He's got a wry smile on his face, Ashish Nehra.
Well, he won't panic, Ashish Nehra. He's too good for that. He's an experienced campaigner. He knows this is a good pitch. Slip comes out now. Goes into mid-wicket. Oh, it's an inside edge. Should be a single. And in the end, they get one.
Yes, I think Aaron Finch thought that the ball had lodged in the wicket-keeper's gloves. Or maybe he was still thinking about it. They're suggesting that the ball is keeping low inside edge, and he thinks that it might have gone to Dhoni, but Dhoni has misfielded it. Never easy for the wicketkeeper when it's an inside edge.
Well, Aaron Finch just indicating there that this wicket is keeping a little bit low. He did that the other night against Pakistan, and he hung back and got bowled. So I'm hoping that he will sum this up and Khawaja will start to move down the wicket, move forward out of the crease. And he does, and he's down, and he's through the leg side. 6 fours now for Usman Khawaja.
Well, he just believes in scoring in boundaries, because he's 24 and he's got all of them in boundaries. Oh, inside edge going between the pads. That is lucky.
Well, you know you're in good form when you're hitting boundaries between your legs. It's annoying for the bowler. Ashish Nehra, 9 off this over so far. Well, Ashish Nehra, he's taken 3 wickets in this tournament. And this is in 2016 for all T20s. You can see there, the short delivery has been the bonus one for Ashish Nehra. That's what's helped him. That's what's made him an effective bowler for India. On this pitch, though, bowling short, it just seems to sit up. It's through the leg side. He's got protection. Another good over for Australia. 10 from it, 31 without loss.
The first run, which is a single for Usman Khawaja. He's 25, 6 boundaries, and that single to keep the strike. This is the table. New Zealand have won all 4 of their matches. They top the table at 8 points. Between Australia and India, one of the teams will go to 6 points into the semi-finals.
Well, it's a forced bowling change for MS Dhoni. Ravi Ashwin is the go-to bowler for MS Dhoni. So an opportunity to see if there's any spin in this pitch. So MS Dhoni making the change. And Ravi Ashwin will come into the bowling lineup. 2 for 20 against Bangladesh in his last game.
I think it's a good move. Good move because he's slowing the pace off the surface for the batsman. Both Nehra and Bumrah bowling at medium pace, just the right kind of speed off the pitch for the batsmen. They could throw their bats around. Field restrictions for 6 overs, so they can take their chances. So very good start this for the Australians, scoring at more than 10 runs an over.
Gives himself some room, Aaron Finch. Well, Usman Khawaja has got Australia off to a fly. That was the first boundary. And pulled through the leg side. He's very strong on the leg side, Usman Khawaja. He's hit 6 fours. Finch goes for it. Way over mid-on, and that's the first one of the night.
Well, he's a powerful player. Leg ball again. He's looked to hit it with the turn. And so confident that despite the fielder being there at long on, right on the boundary, it's gone way over him.
And he goes again, this time a little bit wide and mid-on, won't get it. It was close, but it's back-to-back sixes.
Taking his chance. While the field restrictions are on, he'll try and hit just about every delivery like that. Well, BJ, I dare say, even if you were on that field, it would have been difficult.
Well, you talk about the field restrictions. Well, it doesn't matter. If you're hitting them like that, it doesn't matter if they're all on the fence. So, change in the field now. Mid-on comes up. That's where he's hit both sixes. And he's got a deep mid-wicket and a deep backward square, so you'd have to think he's going to be bowling full and at the leg stump. Well, that's buys, and it doesn't beat, it does. It bounces over the hand. This could be 4 wides. It's into the rope.
That's 4 wides plus 1. That is 5 runs. Well, trying to bowl the carom ball, the flicker, but way outside the leg stump. The idea is to try and cramp him for room. Hasn't quite worked.
And again, did he get something on? It's another wide. Well, that's the 50 up for Australia. We're only into the 4th over. Very difficult line to bowl. And Finch just clips it. He looks for 2. And some good running from Australia. They get it.
Yes, very good. As soon as he put it away and saw where the fielder was, he ran the first and fast. Khawaja responded brilliantly. So the Australians are looking to make every ball count for something.
No change in the field. Still 2 back out on the leg side. Mid-wicket, fine leg. And that time it's just a single. It's a big over for Australia. 22 from it, 53 without loss. What a start for Australia. 4 overs completed, 53 on the board. Aaron Finch 21 from 9, 2 sixes for him. 2 big ones in the last over. Ashish Nehra will continue. Brett Lee's jumped in the seat alongside me. No wicket for 14. Those figures look all right. Chipped up in the air, it's going to go over mid-on. Just a bit of luck for Aaron Finch.
And Suresh Raina, you just feel there that he's anticipating, he's running in with the bowler, and a little chip and chase there from Aaron Finch. He's had to backpedal really quickly there, and it would have just fallen just inside the 30-yard circle. A chance, but gee, it's been a good start, and you can tell, BJ, with the intent from the Australians straight up, they've come out and they're on fire. 54 for none.
Second fastest 50 in T20 cricket for Australia. Clipped and out! First wicket for India! And boy, did they need that!
Listen to the crowd. It's a sea of blue. And they're all up. Every single person in the stadium are up because the danger man, Usman Khawaja, departs. Only faced 16 balls, 26. He's done his job though. Australia got off to a flyer. It's 54 for 1.
So David Warner coming in at number 3 as he did in the last game. 9 against Pakistan. What a comeback from India. Ashish Nehra picking up Usman Khawaja. He went the fuller delivery and he got his reward. And David Warner in at number 3. Shot at the bowler's end. And a good comeback this from India. We'll have a look at the wicket. It was a good catch from MS Dhoni. It flew high into his left.
And just a fuller length too. Yeah, beautiful catch by Dhoni. He moved his feet well there, and that he's taken it 2 hands. And that's flown off the stick. Usman Khawaja is looking to go downtown. He's devastated. He's disappointed with that. Jeez, you can feel the energy up here, can't you?
Well, they needed it, India. There's another good delivery from Nehra. He's just the experienced campaigner, Ashish Nehra. He hasn't panicked, hasn't changed his field. He's got that ball shaping just a little bit and he's backing his ability.
On the verge of turning 37 too, so he's certainly no youngster out there. He's an experienced campaigner. He's been around a long, long time. Been in the wilderness for a while with a couple of injuries, had ankle problems, groin problems. Here he is in a World Cup T20. He's doing the business.
And mid-on goes back. It's a good over so far. It's just a flyer from Australia. Khawaja, 26 from 16.
So 2 runs off this over so far. Last ball, and he wanted to close it out for his captain Dhoni. This is probably his most important ball of the game, this one.
Well, that's a good over from Ashish Nehra. 5 completed, 55 for 1. Packed house here in Mohali, and Australia winning the toss and electing to bat first, unchanged from the last game against Pakistan. Warner at 3, Smith at 4 and Maxwell at 5 at this stage. Watson made 44 against Pakistan. He was the pinch hitter at the back end of the innings. Khawaja missing out. Aaron Finch picking up 2 big sixes from Aaron Finch in his innings so far. And Bumrah now comes back into the attack. Ashwin's over was expensive, but went for 22 and he's been replaced. Oh, that's close. They've gone for a shout. It looked a little high. just skidded on. Might even have been inside edge. No, a leg by.
It did skid on, and it's doing that this week. It's a little bit of inconsistent bounce. It's a bit more pace than what people first think, and he's skidding it through. David Warner, once again, as we saw last game, got caught in the crease. Got beaten with pace last game. He's yet to fire in this tournament, David Warner. He's been changed around a fair bit. He's slowly making his way up to the opening position. Aaron Finch, 22 of just 12 balls faced.
Doesn't get through. Well, the players have often said that an afternoon or an evening game here, the ball skids on a bit more. The afternoon game against Pakistan, it just held back a bit.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of dew here, and the times I've played IPL here, you get a fraction of dew, but it's not like other places around India. But yeah, it definitely skids off under lights, that's for sure.
Don't forget, download the official ICC app, get online and tell us who you think will make the semi-final. That doesn't get through as well. The winner tonight will take on the West Indies in Mumbai. It's two big shots from Aaron Finch that have gone to the field. You just tend to think into the power play. 3 balls left in the power play. Will he try and go aerial? Yeah, over the top. Is that what he's thinking? Side edge. This is a good oval so far from Bumrah. Well, Aaron Finch, 23 from 15. 1 4 and 2 big sixes.
Yeah, he's coming to attack straight away, and the first one came out of the middle of the bat. His second six wasn't as convincing. It just went over. But good intent. And his intentions are right. Aaron Finch, he wants to prove to everyone there's a reason why he's ranked #1.
Only playing his second game of the tournament, Aaron Finch.
He's quite slippery, isn't he, Bumrah? It's only 138 Ks, but he varies his pace. He can get up to about 145. It's that awkward action. The front arm is null and void. What a better word. It doesn't really get up any high. He doesn't get any power from that front arm until he completes his action. He's quite skiddy. 19 off his 1.5 overs so far. He'll be loving to get a wicket here.
Just 3 off the over so far in a good one. And he finished it. Have to hurry. Oh, he's very quick between the wickets, Aaron Finch. 4 off the over, 59 for 1.
They love their cricket here. From Mohali, very, very passionate people. I'll tell you what, they're loud as well. They love to dance, they love to sing, and they love to cheer.
Well, we'd always expect a very vocal crowd here in India. And we haven't been disappointed here in Mohali. Another change in the bowling. Ravi Jadeja, the slow left armer, into the attack. Is very, very good economy out of 6.89 for Jadeja. 2 for 22 against Bangladesh. Only got 4 wickets in the tournament, but he has also been the go-to bowler for MS Dhoni. So that completes the power play, and it's been a good one for Australia. 59 in that one, just for the loss of the 1 wicket. And Jadeja will come into the attack. Deep mid off, deep mid on, and a deep mid wicket for the left armer.
A shot there from Finch. It's down to long mid off, but relief for India now that they can allow to have 5 players outside the 30-yard circle. It's almost felt like it's taken for ages to get to that 6 over mark. 60 for 1, 6.1 overs down. It's going to be interesting to see how David Warner plays this. He's normally the guy that's dominating. He's not normally the person that gets out-batted in terms of runs per balls, but just going to see how he plays this.
Well, he's got plenty of time. There's no need to rush it for Warner. He's looking for 2. He's pushed the first one hard. Gee, that's good running from David Warner. Very quick between the wickets.
Call it 2 straight away. He is quick. He's done a lot of work on his running when he got injured with that thumb. And he knew straight away that as soon as he hit it, he waited for the ball to come on the bat and then called 2 straight away.
Well, there's no doubt we haven't seen the best of Warner. Scores of 17 and 9 and 6 in this tournament so far. Well, for Aaron Finch, the strike rate there against left-arm spinners, 143. He's been out twice. Oh, good recovery.
It's always those ones that spin off the. It's very hard. The square here and second bounce. Got to watch that.
Oh, Jadeja, pretty good start for him. 64 for 1. Ashish Nehra picking up Usman Khawaja, caught behind. Good catch from MS Dhoni. And Ashwin back into the attack. On the leg side, he's persisting with that leg side line. He's bowled 3 wides there already, one of them being a 4. It's gone for that. Doesn't quite get it. Well, let's have a look at the power play. 59 for Australia. It was all Usman Khawaja early on, 5 4s. They didn't know where to bowl to him, and then he went after Ravi Ashwin. 2 big 6s over mid-on. And then that was the wicket. They needed it. Ashish Nehra pitched it up, a little bit of shape, and a very good sharp catch from the captain, MS Dhoni. Back live now. Slip in. Warner pushes hard. And it's just a single.
So the current run rate's just over 9.2, so it's excellent. I'll tell you what there is here. There's big gaps in the boundary, and around this field there's easy 2s without even taking a risk.
Well, that's a good placement from Aaron Finch. What about the power?
That's a great shot. You can see him trying the ball as hard as he wants, but just off the back foot there, just absolute timing. Off the middle of the stick, that's 4.
Well, it was a hush from the crowd, wasn't it? And the man in the deep. Ashwin thought that the deep point was easily picked that up, but it's very, very quick outfield here in Mohali.
The crowd's always a good indication how in you're going. As you mentioned, BJ, that there's a hush around the crowd, and it's exactly what happens here. If they're not doing well, or they're under the pump, they go quiet. But as soon as they get a wicket, as we saw, they're up again. Saw Kohli the other night get the crowd involved.
Oh, this should be out, and it is. Beautiful bowling from Ashwin. Didn't he need that? It pitched, it spun, and it's beaten David Warner.
Well, there's the noise, and that's what India were hoping for. The big man, David Warner. So fails to get another big score for Australia, departs for 6. 72 for 2.
Well, that's a big wicket for India. We've got rid of the 2 left-handers. And that brings the Australian captain to the crease, Stephen Smith, coming in at number 4. And Stephen Smith coming off a 61 off 43 against Pakistan. In at number 4. Ashman's got his first one. And he's away, Stephen Smith. Good over from Ashman. 8 gone, 73 for 2.
Jadeja will continue. He's just been held up by Steve Smith, who wasn't quite ready, played really well in the last match. I always use Ravindra Jadeja as a gauge slash to find out whether the pitch is a ranked turner, because if Jadeja spins it, now this is something that will happen at 8 p.m, maybe not at 10 p.m. That's my reading of the pitch. Just holding the angle and going away. And I feel if you bowl first, you can achieve those kind of things, maybe not later in the night. It's a good evening to you, Michael Slater.
Evening, Sanjay. Evening to everyone. Yeah, it's a big moment, isn't it, when Dave Warner's on his way back to the pavilion, and it was a little bit too easy. It was a funny option from him. It does bring Smith to the crease. He batted beautifully against Pakistan 2 days ago. And what he enjoyed was the extra pace in the pitch up here in Mohali and the quick outfield. He really used his placement in excellent fashion.
It's the best batting surface that India has seen in this tournament. In the Super 10, they've got some turners. Bangalore was expected to be a good batting pitch, but that also turned. But today, Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan may feel that there's their best chance to come back into form. Look at the score predictor. They went on a rampage, didn't the Australians? The first 5 overs. Just bailed out from that appeal, Jadeja.
Well, Finch is the key now for Australia. 32 from 23, needs to keep going. It didn't straighten enough. And I dare say if it had have straightened more, the bat would have been in play.
Oh, well stopped. So just the single from that over. 9 overs gone. It's 74 for 2.
Really good over. One from it. Really good over there. So Jadeja is the spinner who's able to slow things down. So going to be interested in what Ashman was doing. He's been expensive, but he did get that big wicket.
Now Ashwin was hoping that he'll get another over after getting a wicket in the last one, but well, as you can see, Yuvraj Singh has been given the ball. The obvious reason for that is 2 right-handers, and the pitch is just holding up enough. And Yuvraj will bowl very slow in the air, so there's even more chance of the ball just holding up on the surface. The first time he'll be bowling in this tournament. There's nobody inside the circle on the leg side. Here's Yuvraj Singh. Yes, the finger goes up. The batsman still holding his ground. Marai Erasmus raising the finger, and it's Steve Smith walking back. And isn't the crowd happy? Shaking his head as well as he's walking back. Yuvraj Singh has struck with his first ball of the tournament. Kumar Dharmasena has walked up to Steve Smith, and maybe it's more about checking the no ball. Horrible moment this for Steve Smith, still shaking his head. Well, he's fine, so he'll have to continue walking towards the dressing room. He's not happy at all. It's 74 for 3.
Well, can't believe that. That is a big, big dismissal for India. Things starting to really slow for Australia. These wickets are falling too quickly now after the great start.
Yeah, Warner was a big wicket. Khwaja on form as well. Was a prize cal there. But Steve Smith is really the glue that holds the innings together. Be interesting to see how Maxwell bats tonight. Lads, tell me, what's your guess now? Maxwell, orthodox cricket, or the typical Maxwell kind of batting?
Well, I think it's dictated now. The terms are dictated that he needs to bat in some sort of orthodox way. He needs to start to get a partnership going with Finch. That doesn't mean he doesn't play that bigger stroke. As we look at Steve Smith, he's on the back foot. It was a nothing delivery. He shook his head the whole way off. I'm not sure that he has touched this. So there's the path as it goes past the bat. Are we going to see a line jut up? I don't think we see too much of a change in that line, do we? It certainly was a big appeal from Dhoni. He thought he heard something. There was no deviation. There's a lot of crowd noise, and there's a no ball and a free hit. That's a bonus. So Maxwell's on strike. I can tell you what you're going to get from Maxwell now. He's going to try and hit it as far as he can.
We love freebies, don't we?
Where were they 15, 20 years ago?
Maybe we would have picked a single and gone to the other end. Here we go, Yuvraj Singh. He's got 3 men deep on the leg side. It's a big ground here at Mohali. And so often this happens. Just can't get those big shots on the free hits. Most of the time you see this happen.
Yeah, and I think that's a Maxwell thing. Sometimes when he goes to hit over hard, he doesn't quite collect it. He's the sort of big hitter when he can just peel it back slightly, but a massive role for him tonight. Finch's role. It grows with every wicket that falls. Because he's out there and because he's going, Finch needs to bat for longer.
Yeah, you said that there was no sound, but there was some movement, wasn't there? It wasn't a flat line when the ball passed the outside edge. So Steve Smith really unhappy with the decision. Call wide. Big appeal from Dhoni. Let's have a look at that dismissal again. In a pressure game, you also maybe raise the question, did the umpire give it on appeal? Because it's also about temperament of the umpires in a big stage, on a big stage like this, to stay true to what he hears and sees rather than get influenced by other things, because that was a strong appeal from a man who doesn't appeal very often. So Yuvraj's first over, 7 runs and a wicket, 81 for 3. The form is dipping. They were not convincing when they won against South Africa. Lost to Afghanistan today. But New Zealand, you expect the law of averages to catch up. I mean, it's a silly thing to say, but 4 excellent matches for them. Convincing wins against most teams, barring one.
Changing the bowling. So another change up. And things looking up. Pandya coming into the attack. He had big responsibility bowling that last over against Bangladesh and somehow got through it. That wasn't that something in the tournament. How did they get out of that one, India? Somehow they did.
It would take a while for them to get that match out of the system. It took a lot out of them, especially this man currently. getting all set to bowl. Boy, was his adrenaline high that night. Does that very often, Pandya, for a man who's, well, 128 kilometers per hour the last ball, bowls a lot of short deliveries.
Well, that was interesting, wasn't it, from Maxwell? He just took a moment there, didn't he? He just looked down, closed his eyes and was talking to himself, or at least thinking, what am I doing? Come on, switch on, concentrate, make sure that you've got some sort of game plan. Execution for him at the start of the innings is the key. Once he gets going, that natural instinct takes over, and that's okay.
Oh, that was interesting. What was the height factor there? Ball kept low, came back in as well, but not low enough for the umpire to raise the finger.
So now Finch is having a chat with him, because there's just a little bit of pre-med that comes into his game too often at the start, Sanjay. So he starts to predict where the ball is going to be bouncing, where it's coming. So that shot, all right, if it's there again, I'm going to play the same shot, but I'll play it better. And this time it stays low. So he's got to see the ball react, but play that decent stroke.
Won't carry to the field. It was in the air. He'll take it on the bounce. If Australia have done their homework. Bonus run. Dhoni isn't happy. Been someone backing up. And often you see it, Dhoni gesturing in that fashion. That's an extra run.
Well, it's quite remarkable that the run rate has now been dragged back to 7.9. It was running at well over 10s at the start. Such a good opening stand, and it was Khawaja, blistering form. So India fighting and fighting hard. It was silence.
Well, you mentioned that last game, India versus Bangladesh. Final ball drama. So many things to assess in that moment. Mahendra Singh Dhoni not actually releasing the ball and throwing it directly onto the stumps. The gloves weren't taken off.
Well, that was the startling thing. He backed himself. I think it was the Usain Bolt training he'd been doing running into the tournament, backing himself to get there. The backing up, when you look at the replay, I mean, I don't know whether the batter had been warned to sort of stay back, but if you're backing up, I would have been charging. I really would have been charging.
That's a very good point you raised, because these days batsmen are actually afraid to back up too much. Because the bowlers aren't afraid to, run a batsman out as they run into ball. I won't call it munkading. Running a batsman out. It's a good over from Pandya. Just 4 runs, 85 for 3.
So Finch now 35 from 27, 2 4s, 2 6s. Strike rate still good, just a tick below 130. But the responsibility heavily on his shoulders as the red zone, that initial power play, excellent for Australia, but slowing all the time. Needs to build again.
Virat Singh hasn't bowled in this tournament until tonight. Now he's getting a second over in a row. Virat Singh. Here's another important factor in this game, the pitch. Whether the coolness of the night, a little bit of moisture in the air, dew, who knows whether it will get easier to bat for India later on, or will it continue to get slower and slower? Then they'll have to reassess the target, because the start was so good. Might get a couple of runs here. It's a big ground, it's not the Wankhede Stadium. So just because of the start that Australia got, you might be fooled into thinking that this is a 190-200 pitch. We don't know that yet, whether it's that kind of a surface.
Yeah, maybe a little drier than it was 2 days ago, Sanjay, and that was a 192 pitch. But we'll see what it does a little bit later. That was a 3 o'clock start 2 days ago, so we've got the evening start, and that's different as well.
Hasn't quite hit it as well as you would like. He's tapped that over to his partner. Well done.
Yeah, that's brilliant in the field, Rain, and the man, absolutely brilliant. And that's what you'd like to see. That's very much 2020, isn't it? And this is where fielding has changed and they take it into all forms. But look at that. Perfect teamwork.
It's a good delivery. Straight into the stump. That's the other thing about Yuvraj. You might see him sometimes being nervous when he comes into bat. He's on a comeback trail, but when he's bowling, I think he backs himself a lot more. I think the tension that he feels when he comes into bat is far more than when he's bowling his left arm spinners. Doing a very good job currently for India. Another good delivery.
Well, I'll tell you what he's not doing. He's not turning them. There's not a lot of turn coming out of those fingers of his. They really are just straight balls. And it just shows if you get in the right area, there's no pace on them. But Maxwell inclined to hit through the line when he's got one.
So the boundaries are drying up for the Australians. It's 93 for 3. Six bowlers used so far. Ashwin and Bumrah had difficult starts to their bowling spells, but they've come back quite well. Bumrah conceding just 4 in his second over. The bowling unit for India. This great run that they have had in T20 cricket barring this tournament. A lot to do with their bowling. 93 for 3. It's going to be Pandya in the second over. Nasser, good evening.
Good evening, Sanjay. What a good fight back from India. Absolutely steamrolled in the first 5 overs, 50 odd runs, and they've come back hard. Moment pace has come off the ball. Jadeja played a key role in that, 2 overs for 6. Let's have a look at the wickets. Full delivery, very brave of Nehra to pitch it up there. Khawaja just trying to hit it too hard. That was a beauty from Ashwin. He was all over Warner like a rash. And then the gut feel of Dhoni. How many times have we seen it over the years? UV has not bowled in the tournament. First ball in the tournament. He gets the Australian captain.
UV as well took off the moment the batsman missed the ball. So it wasn't just Dhoni appealing. And really that Khawaja dismissal was more, I think, out of surprise that a bowler was brave enough to pitch that right up to him.
Dhoni's glove work has been really good as well with that stumping. You would have seen a lot of it in the tournament. He's kept well, he's captained well. And they've just got the momentum back here. The crowd went quiet in that power play. There was silence around Mohali. They're alive now.
Just saw Dhoni listening to Ashish Nehra. Been in his ears quite a lot. Got a fielder there. It's Virat Kohli. Fumbles, but he's aware of what's happening. Very close to the stump, but the bounce took the pace off the throw. I don't think the umpire is going upstairs.
Yeah, and Maxwell's quick. The moment Maxwell saw the fumble, he backed himself to get back. And even though it was a good throw from Kohli, there's the fumble. Recover, a coach will say, recover, stop the 2. And he nearly did, but Maxwell was just too quick.
Interesting he does that. Pandya bowls at about 120 kilometers per hour, but lots of short deliveries. Now he's the bowler that Australia need to go after because his economy rate in this tournament has been over 10. He's what you would call the weaker link in this bowling attack for India.
Yeah, but the pitches he's bowled on probably suited the batsman for his type of bowling. On this one, if he hits the deck hard, it skids low occasionally. Cross seam, it might bounce like that one, but you're right. Australia are eyeing him up.
Has he found the gap? Yes, he has. Didn't sound sweet, but still plenty of power in that Finch shot. He's moved on to 43 now.
100 up for Australia. Pandya, one short ball too many. Finch was waiting for it, toe end of the bat, but smashes it away for 4. They needed a boundary, they've got a boundary, 100 up.
The second time he's got a boundary from the toe end of the bat. Field doesn't change. Last ball for Pandya. The shot again, and this could be out. Shikhar Dhawan is coming under it, takes the catch. India have got another wicket as the set batsman who's walking back. The 100 comes up, but the 4th wicket as well comes up.
Brave ball to be pulled, the previous ball for 4 and then go again. Toe end of the bat, then the splice of the bat. Finch has gone for 43, 100 for 4.
Brilliantly, Shane Watson is the man in form for Australia.
How many overs?
Surprise wicket for India. Ashwin is back. Oh no, he's not back. Twice he's been asked to take the cap back from the umpire. Yuvraj Singh will bowl his 3rd over.
Yeah, Watson at the non-strikers end. Maybe that was just because they got the wicket and Dhoni felt, I'll get through another over of Yuvraj. He'd be surprised if Maxwell went hard while Watson hasn't faced. Watson might take an over to get in, and Dhoni just feels I can get through another over of my 6th bowler just to buy me time at the end.
It's always a bit of a gamble when you have your part-time bowling. His 3rd over in a row. Again, not finding the middle of the bat, no distance at all. Taken well inside the rope, Shikhar Dhawan. Well done, Yuvraj Singh. The first time he's been bowling in this tournament.
There you go, Sanjay, exactly what you're saying. For a guy that bowls at 120, 130k, look at his lengths, Pandya. Bang it in, Billy.
Look how the game is changing. Every tournament we see a new tactic coming into play. Should get a couple of runs. He's got a strong arm, but it's a long boundary there as well. I mean, look at the bowlers. I mean, how adventurous they get. 120 kilometers per hour. Everything that is bowled today has been short, so he's also not looked to vary too much.
I guess with the big boundary out that side, he backed himself. He said to Finch, if you want to hit me, I've got 3 men out there. You've got to hit me for 6. And he didn't. Found the man in the deep. It's just gripped a little bit. Maxwell mustn't panic here. I sometimes feel Maxwell goes early. 6.5 overs doesn't sound a lot. 20 overs doesn't sound a lot. But in the last 3 overs, remember England last night, they smashed 72 off the last 5. Butler the man for England. Maxwell could do that role.
Nasir, also another thing, as the stakes get higher and higher in the tournament, captains are afraid to bowl their spinners in the last 4 or 5 overs. So Dhoni, despite the spinners bowling well, will go to Bumrah or an Ashish Nehra, who's bowled 3 to bowl the last few overs.
Just got frustrated off that ball, Maxwell, shouting at himself. Just a little bit frustrated at the moment.
Are you surprised by that?
I fell off my chair when I saw the result of that poll. I thought it'd be 99% won.
In favour of Australia. Dhoni wants to have that slip around. I think it's more a mind game rather than him, because Yuvraj doesn't really spin it big. Just wants to show the batsman that he believes in his spinners. It was a real tossed up delivery. That 14 overs gone, 104 for 4. Absolutely brilliant from Yuvraj Singh. For somebody who's not bowled in this tournament, 3 overs for 19. I doubt whether Dhoni will go to him now. But this was a bit of a shocker. But that's what West Indies is all about. I mean, Ian Bishop keeps telling us not to get too carried away when West Indies is playing well, on course to win a game. He says, wait till the last ball is bowled.
West Indies needed 10 off that last over. What a story for Afghanistan. The once mighty West Indies have been humbled by the new kids on the block, Afghanistan. Brilliant story.
Pandya now in his third over. They're struggling to get timing right because of the pace in the pitch.
Well, the moment the pace has come off, whether it be spin or whether it be Pandya just dropping his pace down, the Australians have struggled. They love that ball coming onto the bat. That's why they went so hard in that power play. I said in the pitch report I thought 175 was about par score because it is slightly more tired than the pitch the other night, or the other day it should say.
India will be hoping when they come out to bat, might be post 9:15 p.m. as the night gets longer, whether the pitch will get easier. Watson on strike. So wide. Real fanfare around T20 cricket. Around holy time as well here in India, so you'll see lots of faces coloured. They also paint the Indian flag on their faces as well. That's going to be four. The three men down there on the leg side, but he manages to pierce the gap.
Always been very good at that shot, Shane Watson. He gets on that front foot early and he pulls off the front foot. Whether it be test matches, one day as T20, he's always been a great puller of the ball, and he knows he's going to get some from Pandya.
Field again not changing at all, so the tactic will remain the same. They'll keep bowling short.
Key as a batsman is not to try and hit it for six. It's such a big boundary out there. That's what Finch tried to do. I think Watson just decided, I'll take a four. That's a big hit out there. Maxwell might think of the uppercut because third man fine legs up. He's tried it a couple of times, but it's been too tight, too close to him.
So cheeky, Ashish Nehra. When Maxwell was looking behind to see where the short third was, he was much wider. Just as the bowler was about to run in, he went fine. He's almost first slip deep, Ashish Nehra, in that circle. There he is. Stands a lot wider and then just comes in to his left. He's in his third over. Hardik Pandya, has he bowled a single ball up there? That's a very unusual pitch map. You won't see that kind of pitch map. See at least one or two balls bowled up as variation, but India have stuck with this short ball theory, which has worked really well. 20 runs. He's coming to the end of his third over. Pitches it up and it might carry. He just lost it for a while, Rohit Sharma. In the lights. That's 11 runs from the over. 114 for 4.
Yeah, he didn't pick it up well, Rohit Sharma, but he also had to decide, was he going to go for the catch or save the boundary? For a millisecond, he thought, I'll go for the catch. And because he didn't pick it up that well, he settled for just giving Maxwell one. Hand went up. Lights are low here in Mohali. Pandya trying to work out why he didn't go for the catch. Came straight out the lights.
Yeah, that's one of the issues here at Mohali. There are plenty of these light towers and they're very low as well. We know the reasons for that. You haven't heard, it's a low air flying zone. Score predictor now has come down to 176.
Now here's someone that you're very tempted to hit across the line. But it's dangerous on this pitch to try and hit him across the line. He's going to skid low. Occasional one will grip. Hit down the ground, hit over extra.
Yeah, just one ball has to do that. Just go against the angle and suddenly the batsman is thinking, oh, puff of dust as well coming out of that surface. Not tried too many things. The only leg side field as well was similar to Yuvraj Singh. He men deep on the leg side, no one in the circle.
There's the two variations of Jadeja. One just holds, it's a little puff of dust, and you think, oh, he's bowling like an orthodox left arm spinner, and that one just keeps going on with the arm and skids onto you. It's the two deliveries he bowls, basically, challenging both edges of the bat.
Has he got a touch? It was hit so hard. He got a touch to it that was pretty quick from Jadeja.
I'm not sure he's asking. I'm not sure he touched it. No, missed it. Looks like Watson was out of his crease as well.
Surely made the appeal, Jadeja. This is the thing with Jadeja. They're very limited options to play shots. You can't play him over extra cover because you're worried about the ball that comes back in. Not an easy bowler to sweep as well.
He's a fabulous cricketer. In this form of the game, Jadeja, he really is. Came on when India were going around the park and bowled those 2 overs for 6. Hasn't got any wickets, doesn't do that. 2.3 overs for 8. That's how good he's been.
Two balls to go. Dhoni makes a change in the field on the offside. He's got the point actually to be on the boundary, and he's got two men very close at covers there. You see on the left of your screen. Will he get there? He won't. A sweep shot against Jadeja. Maxwell gets 4.
And good use of the wrists as well to get it fine of the man in the deep. On the angle, he just had a little flick of the wrist there. He knew exactly where the deep man was, but because he flicked it at the last millisecond, he got it finer for 4.
It's rare footage this of Glenn Maxwell. 21 of 24 balls. Is playing with responsibility. Well, I said it a bit too early. Has this gone all the way? It has. What a terrific shot that is. God. It's 129 for 4.
Switch hit. Got it on the full. What a shot that is. Incredible shot. I saw him do that in the first ball of a T20 game in England, playing for Yorkshire against Lancashire. First ball of the game. Switch hit for the 6. He's back.
It's a great look here in Chandigarh. It is the Bindra Stadium. And the lights all around the ground. .129 for 4. 4 overs remaining for the Australians. And Maxwell now in full flight. It's Watson on strike. He's 7. He batted very well 2 days ago as well, Watson. He was a good finisher. But Maxwell, Sonny Gavaskar, is starting to really get himself going.
Yes, and he's going to be the danger man. Because he can play that reverse sweep, the switch hit. He can hit the ball to all corners of the ground. So he's the man India need to get out very, very quickly. Watson also. Watson also can hit big. India have come back well after the initial onslaught of Khwaja and Finch.
There he goes again, Maxwell. So he gets that 6 away with the reverse hit, and now he wants to play it again. And the reason he's doing it is he's got 2 men up on that offside behind point. There is no third man. So he's always trying to expose that. When those two men are up, that's why he plays it. And he'll back himself.
He certainly will, because he's played that shot before and with good results. So no third man, no deep third man. He's trying to take advantage of that.
Bowls in. Bumrah is the destroyer, and Maxwell in full flight is no longer. And the crowd comes to life. They know the danger man is gone.
He is. Straight ball. Maxwell making some room to play. Misses, and Bumrah hits. But the umpire's checking if it's a no ball or what. I think he's got a little bit behind, so he's fine. And that'll mean that Maxwell will have to continue walking to the dressing room. He's gone for 31 of 28, 130 for 5.
James Faulkner, the new batter for Australia. Haven't really seen the best of him for some time. He got that name, the finisher, but he's due for a big finish to an innings.
Yes, India has seen him in the IPL. He's somebody who mainly hits towards the mid-wicket area, so they'll need to pack it. Bumrah is also bowling slow off cutters. Begins with a Yorker first up to Faulkner, but to Maxwell. He had bowled a slower delivery. And Maxwell going for the big hit, misses it completely. And the ball just kisses the off bail, and that's a big blow, a huge one for India, because Maxwell was looking dangerous. And you can see from the smile on Bumrah's face and the emotion there from Virat Kohli. They know that it's a big wicket.
So now Watson, he needs to keep going. Try and be there at the end. He works it behind point, sets off for the single, he's sent back. Bumrah with that very stiff arm in the action. It's an unusual action, but he is an excellent bowler.
Well, look at where he's bowled. The slower deliveries have been around the good length area 100% of the time. He's mixed it up really well. When he was bowling at his usual pace in the first over, he was taken for boundaries by Khwaja, but he's come back really well.
Down to long off, that'll finish the over. There are 3 remaining for Australia. And the total now, 132 for 5.
He's left. And Watson still at the crease. He's 9 of 9. Faulkner has also just come to the crease. Not much time to settle down. They'll have to start throwing their bats. But now the experienced Ashish Nehra.
What do you think, Sonny? 8 runs and over. They've got to go that at least. That's 156. Where do they need to be, Australia?
Difficult question to answer.
Well, I know you don't want them to get any more than now, but what they are now.
Yes, ideally 140 would be
yeah,
great.
That's right. But 160, score predictor saying 172, so there's an increase. And 172 is above 10 runs and over from here. So the prediction is there's going to be a mass acceleration in these last 2.5 overs.
Yes, 17 more deliveries left, so clearly the predictor is reckoning that somebody like a Faulkner, because he can play the big shot, might be able to connect, but he hasn't so far in this tournament. He hasn't really struck big, and he's got protection at mid-wicket and long on.
And let's not forget the early predictor was saying over 200. That was such a great start that the Australian openers got off to, that was where the predictor was saying. So India have done a very good job at pulling that back, and they've been able to do that through wickets and some good bowling as well. So this was 2 days ago. Watson was in full flight. This is the best form, and this was the first time he'd slid down the order. He was opening the batting until this day, where he batted in the middle of the order and played a great role.
Well, the low full toss this time, and Kohli quickly to the ball. singles so far. Love you, Virat Kohli. Well, you're not the only one, I can assure you.
No, there's many, that's for sure. I couldn't believe the hotel. We're staying at the same hotel as both the sides, but the crowd that was in the foyer as the teams were leaving, it was quite something. Faulkner on strike. Dot ball.
Yes, it's like gold dust, the dot ball to a Faulkner. Again, the experience. Look at the slower delivery. Faulkner was expecting the quicker one. He's tried to bowl the cutter, Ashish Nehra.
Well, he's the senior player now, isn't he? He was in everything the other night against Bangladesh. Whenever there was a chat with MS Dhoni or any of the senior players, Nehra was in there. He was having a say. That's another good delivery. So another dot ball. 5 balls, only 3 runs. This is hurting the overall total for Australia.
And this is terrific from India and Nehra. He saw him move towards the offside and deliberately bowled that because the batsman had moved across that wide line. It wasn't given as a wide, otherwise it would have been a wide, but that's clever, very clever of Ashish Nehra. He saw Faulkner. Faulkner made the initial movement, gave his game away.
Mark Waugh, the Australian selector, a little concerned, wants a good total. They're going for the single, and that's all it'll be. 18th over gone, and it's an excellent one. Only 4 from it. 136 for 5. A little bit of a delay. The fielder's getting in play. There's a buzz around this ground now. The crowd really sensing that their team, the team that they love, has done a really good job at pulling it back, making it easier in this run chase. Pressure's still on though. Bumrah continues, and that one will run away. That'll be a boundary. And you always know it's a boundary because there's a hush across the ground.
Well, he bowled it short, didn't he? There's no third man. You're giving the batsman ample time to decide where to hit, and there it is trying to bounce. There is no third man. All you need to do is get the placement right, which is exactly what Faulkner did. Pressure on Bumrah. Pressure on any bowler if his first ball goes for runs.
Yeah, well, that's the no-no. He can't afford to get short and wide with that field. He's got a deep cover. Long off, long on. And that goes to long on. Then he's got a forward square leg. Or just slightly backward square leg. And deep mid-wicket is quite forward. So Watson, he's played all sorts of roles in this team. He's been one of our very good all-rounders. And this quite possibly could be his last international game, Sonny. If Australia get knocked out today, that's the end of his international career. And he wants to do something about it. He's got an opportunity to do something about it. A bit of a miss-hit. And there'll only be one.
Yes, that came at fair speed, almost 139 kilometers per hour. Looking to bowl the Yorker, went just that little bit higher. Also because Watson was advancing down the pitch. So hitting it near the maker's name, didn't quite get enough. So 6 runs so far from the Bumrah over, 3 deliveries left.
A good stroke from Faulkner. Didn't get it quite straight enough or hard enough. There was a boundary there. If you can penetrate with pace down the ground, you can get it between those 2 fielders on the fence.
Yes, he does bowl the Yorker well, and that's what he's got to try and do. The first ball he bowled a little bit short, but now when he's come back to his best, which is bowling the Yorkers, he's conceded single, 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 single.
There's another miss-hit. Now that's okay for India. They'll take singles. At this stage of the innings, they'll take singles every delivery. It's getting harder and harder for Australia to get to that 160. If that's some sort of a figure they're after now, they need to up the ante for the remaining over and a bit.
Yes, 1 ball left of the 19th over.
Well fielded. There's some brilliance. That had 4 written all over it. We've got 1 over remaining in this innings. It's 145 for 5. So he's the man who gets the responsibility. 33 is the number. It's Pandya. So he's seen as the Iceman, the guy who can do it under pressure. The last 6 deliveries. And there is Neera. He's in there with his advice. Australia really working hard to get to 160 plus. So no fine leg, you've got no third man. So those 2 men behind point are up inside this circle. You've got deep point, long on, long off, deep mid-wicket as well, and that one is high. It's not long enough though, it is not long enough. So Faulkner fries in the deep.
Well, the low full toss working again. Virat Kohli doesn't miss them. Hardik Pandya has got yet another wicket, and this is also a big wicket. Faulkner has been known as the finisher, but this time he hasn't been able to do it. Got Kohli bowled Pandya for 10, 145 for 6.
Well, they practice this a lot, the range hitting. They'll go and have a net and then they go out and they'll practice hitting long balls and try and hit them into the stands. And that's exactly what he was setting himself up for. And nicely taken. Ravi Shastri extremely happy with what his team has done in terms of pulling it back. Pete Neville. He's got a few balls remaining.
Well, this is a terrific comeback. Peter Neville coming into bat at number 8. Great comeback by India. Having seen the start that Usman Khwaja and Aaron Finch had given. This is great work by India.
So Watson on strike. He'll do the same. He launches, and it's a swing and a miss. So it gets better for Pandya. He's got the wicket, and he's got a dot ball. And here's Faulkner again. So the first ball, just couldn't get hold of it off the bat. It went high enough, it just couldn't get the power. And nicely taken by that man Kohli. Always sets you up for a good final over when you can get that wicket in the first delivery. Watson still trying to hit down the ground or over to the onside. Oh, that one will do too. An outside edge, runs away for 4.
Giving himself room, trying to look at the offside. There is a long off and a deep cover. He's looking to get that gap there and getting a bit of an edge. All these count. The third man just a little too square.
Well, absolutely nothing you can do about that. He went wide and just needed to get some sort of blade on it. So Watson moves to 17, 149 the total. It's hit hard, but straight to the man. There's the 150 for Australia. In the end, that 150 has been very hard fought. It looked like it was going to be a breeze at the outset. That power play, the opening 6 overs, they rocketed away and they were going at 10 runs and over, the Aussies. Really pushing hard to get to 200. But it just shows how many deliveries there are in 20 overs and how things can change. It's a good batting strip, but there is a slowness to it. We've seen a lot of slow balls. The spinners at times have turned the ball. Oh, that's clever. Pete Neville using the crease, getting across the stumps. He's not known for his big hitting, so that was clever the way he got across the stumps. He goes early, just flicks it. Brilliant stuff. So 1 ball faced, he'll take that boundary. 154 the total. And 1 ball remaining in the innings. There he goes again, Ashish. He's in there all the time. He's got the advice. I don't think MS Dhoni would mind either, having a senior bowler up there at extra cover running across just to help the youngster out, who's done well. 2 for 30, very good figures. And take those 2 wickets. Fine leg is in play. Backward square has come up. So here it is, the last ball of the innings. And he's hit it beautifully. And it's out of here, 6 to finish. So they will finish with 160, Australia. And we saw that the 6 yesterday for England was helpful. Could that 6 be helpful for Australia? 160 for 6. So Pete Neville, he'd used a lot of smarts in that ball before to flick it over Dhoni, and then it was brute strength, and it carries over that boundary rope. So good support from his teammates. They understand that that is valuable. And things were fading. There were too many wickets falling at certain stages of that 20 overs. They have finished nicely, Australia, and always runs on the board can get a little tricky, and there's the pressure, this being a knockout game. So a reminder that this is a knockout. This is like a quarter-final. Whoever loses this is out of the tournament. So the ICC World 2020 is over. It's 160 for 6. And 43 to Finch was a good start. He got off to a powerful start with Khawaja. And the bowling came back strongly. Ashwin was punished from his 2 overs. But 2 for 36. Pandya was outstanding, and he is with Brendan Julian.
Thank you, Michael Slater. And Hardik, 160 today. You think that's a good score?
Actually, ball is coming pretty nice on the bat, so I still feel that I could have in the last over I could have not given those runs. So, but still, it's 160. I think that we can get it.
What about the pitch out there? Looked like it was just slowing up a little bit. Do you think?
It's holding a bit. It's holding a bit. So that's why length was very important. So throughout the game I bowled pretty well, but then the last over I guess I should have tried something else. So, but yeah, it didn't work out. But yeah, the wicket is getting slow a bit.
Now, what do you think about batting out there? What's the key to batting out there and getting that score tonight?
The partnership will be very much key. We need to set a good foundation starting on 6 overs in the power plays, and we have players who can finish the game. So that will be the plan.
All right. Good luck tonight.
Thank you so much.
There it is, 161 runs for victory. The pressure will be on India. The pressure's on every catch being taken. Some run-outs for the Australians as well. And can't wait for that run chase very shortly.
Welcome back to Mohali, where we've seen Australia bat their 20 overs after they won the toss and elected to bat first. Top scorer was Aaron Finch with 43. Khawaja with a belligerent 26 of 16. Maxwell, I thought, played really well for his 31 and few useful contributions down the order, especially Neville just playing 2 balls and getting 10 runs. Bowling was impressive. Nehra G right there at the top, the most impressive of the Indian bowlers. Pandya going for a few runs. Ashwin had a very traumatic start today, but there it is. Those are the bowling figures. I've got my guests here, so I just asked them what they thought of that particular innings. Sunil Gavaskar and Brendan Julian here with me. Let me start with Brendan. Just your overall impression on the innings.
Well, I think 160 is okay. I don't think it's great. I think the Australians are probably 20 short. But having a look at that wicket, I just get the feeling it's going to be a little bit slower. I know these night games over here, it does skid on a little bit. But having said that, I think the cutters and the spin is going to be the key for Australia to hold that score back.
In Delhi, if you watch that game, Sri Lanka, England, the ball was coming onto the bat once, the nightfall happened. It's a cool night. Is that a possibility? India would be hoping that the ball comes onto the bat.
Certainly, yes. I think if there's a little bit of dew on the pitch, the ball will skid on. And that will actually suit the Indians because that's what they want. They want the ball to come onto the bat, not grip and turn. I don't think Australia, apart from Zampa, really have any top-class spinner. There is Steve Smith who can come and bowl a bit.
Maxwell is bowling a lot of
Maxwell can
there.
come and bowl a bit. But it's Australia new ball which is going to be the issue that the Indians have to deal with. But on this surface, I do not really think that it's going to be too much. What they really need is to get off to a good solid start in the first 6-7 overs and
yes.
And then it is Mumbai.
Is it a new ball pitch? Because we saw the Australians get off to a flyer when the ball was new.
Look, I think it is. I think Australia got off to the power play 59. I think that is the key for Australia. If they can get some wickets to the power play, I reckon that's going to hold back India. But you can see the way the power play was here for Kawaj and also Aaron Finch. They took it on with the new ball. It didn't swing a lot. So I reckon India will be thinking the first 6 overs, if we can get to 60, then I think they'll be very, very happy with that because it just seems to come on nicely with the new ball.
Indian bowling has been quite impressive. Once again you see Nehra, Bumrah getting wickets for India and kept getting their team back into the game.
Yes, I think they were very, very good because like BJ said, that initial start, the initial onslaught can actually make anybody nervous, but not Nehra. Bumrah, Nehra is experienced. Bumrah is new. The way both of them came back was absolutely top class. And then the spinners came and did their bit as well, although Ashwin went for a few. And Yuvraj, he's the man with the golden arm.
Yes.
First ball, he gets a wicket. Yeah. And it's a big wicket as well.
Will show you that Nehra wicket. I mean, it's really brave of somebody when there's a batting rampage happening to bowl that ball right up to the batsman.
Well, I agree. Very, very good delivery there from Ashish Nehra. He backed his ability. I mean, he's got a lot of experience. But what about the catch from MS Dhoni? It was high and to the left. It was sharp. At that stage of the game, you'd have to think that Australia were going to run away with it. That one there from David Warner coming in at number 3. He just tried to work it through the leg side. It just gripped enough, didn't it? Ashwin just got it to bite, and that was a big wicket because Australia were 2 down. This one here, well, Stephen Smith probably thought he didn't hear it. It was a lot of noise, but you could see MS Dhoni went up straight away. And normally when the keeper goes up straight away, it's out. Aaron Finch, I just think 43 from 34, he was the key for Australia. When he got out, it just made it a little bit more difficult for Australia to get on and get that 180 score because he was the guy that was in form. He was the guy who could see it all.
This, I thought, also was a big moment in the innings, purely because what Maxwell had started doing prior to getting out.
But
good piece of bowling, huh?
Yeah. Very, very clever from Bumrah because, he started to slow it down because Maxwell also likes a little bit of speed. Even by bowling the slow delivery, if he went for the reverse sweep, it really wouldn't have that much power to take it over the boundary.
Faulkner's batting, not quite the same that I saw 1 year back.
Well, but I'll tell you one thing about this, Sanjay, is the ball's a lot softer. And I just don't think you can hit the ball over the fence a lot at the back end of the game. We saw that against Pakistan when Australia played Pakistan. It's just not that type of ball. It's got really cut up. It's a hard service. So I just think it gets soft at the back end of the game.
Faulkner might just be the crucial bowler now for Australia. Somebody who would want to take the pace of the pitch.
Yeah,
and
well, he's
the guy in form.
And when he's got that solid delivery, but a lot of people and a lot of batsmen know that delivery. They should be looking for that delivery. Bowls it right out of the back of the hand, and he will bowl that a lot. He bowled that 6 in a row, and Pakistan just didn't really pick up on it. But to be fair, it was at the back end of the game, so it didn't really matter. I mean, he got 5 wickets, the most ever by an Australian, a 5-wicket haul. But taking the pace off the ball here tonight will be the key for Australia, and India will have to be wary of that.
We saw some interesting tactics as well. We see bowling evolve in T20 cricket. We had Hardik Pandya bowling only short. The couple of times that he bowled the ball up, the batsman lofted him. But what about that tactic? Every ball was short from Pandya.
Well, I think what Dhoni has realized is that as long as they're not trying to play the cut shot, he can bring the short third man in, no third man. And that if the batsmen want to go for the big hit, they'll have to really middle the ball. Now, Finch middled one, but he didn't middle the next one. So I think at Dhoni is quite prepared to give the odd boundary if he can get a wicket. And that's a tactic you can never argue with because a wicket is the best dot ball that you can have. And that's how Finch got out. Finch got out after having hit a boundary. Next ball, he holed out to long on. So yes, I think the tactic has worked as far as Pandya's bowling is concerned.
What about Ashwin? Champion bowler, man in form, just the 2 overs, and Yuvraj Singh actually made up Ashwin's over. So that's captaincy of for the moment from
exactly.
Dhoni.
You've got to think what the team needs for that particular game. And Ashwin, you could sense that his confidence was down after he'd been clobbered for 2 sixes, back-to-back sixes by Aaron Finch. Then he bowled a few down the leg side, wides as well. So clearly his confidence was down, and therefore Dhoni thought that best to make use of Yuvraj Singh. And Yuvraj bowled well. If Yuvraj hadn't bowled as well, then he might have brought Ashwin back on, because Ashwin got Warner out, and that's a dangerous man as well.
Okay, Brendan, 161 to win.
Well, you know what,
India's game or more Australia?
Yeah, the key for me is Nathan Coulter has not taken a wicket in this tournament. They kept with him. He was probably pretty close to probably missing out on this game. He's got to make sure he gets his line right to Dawa on the left armour, and he's got to get that ball to swing, but he must bowl stump to stump. That's the key for Australia, him and Hazelwood at the top.
Thank you very much, Brendan, for your thoughts. Always great to have you. Sunil Gavaskar, the evening is very nice tonight, so let's hope that just cool down the pitch and the ball comes onto the bat. We'll take a short break here. When we come back, we'll have that Indian run chase for you.
Welcome back to Mohali, and it is crunch time. 3 semi-finalists, we know who will join them. If India get 161, it will be India. If Australia can protect 160, it will be Australia that travel to Mumbai to play the mighty West Indies. There is the group table. New Zealand have already qualified. They will play Delhi on Wednesday against England, and we're waiting to see who will it be, Australia or India, that face the West Indies on Thursday in Mumbai. They'll realise they're probably 15 runs short of where they needed to be, but a couple of big blows at the end from Neville, a 6 and a 4, have just given them a sniff. They will have to be at their best. They will have to field well, which most Australian sides do, and they'll have to be clever with the ball, take pace off, and make sure that India don't go too hard at them with the new ball. It looks a new ball pitch for batting, and all of India will pray that this lineup that's misfired will finally find its rhythm and its form on a good pitch in Mohali. One thing is for certain, the sea of blue in the crowd here will be fully behind them. What do you reckon, Slats? What has been said in the Australian huddle?
Well, I think you're exactly right. I think the fielding and the bowling has to be the best we've seen from Australia so far in the tournament. I think they are 10 to 20 runs shy of where they should have been after the start they got off to. It's a good pitch when the ball is new, and it is slowing up a lot more. I thought India were very clever in that back 10 overs, and once the wickets started to fall, they were able to really put the clamp on and restrict the Australian team. So everything's got to go right. They do buzz in the field. They are a good fielding team. They're very athletic. So it's up to them now. But I suppose in a way, the Indian conditions and the chasing ability of India might just take it away from Australia. We have not seen the best of India. I think the conditions for batting are the best they've had as well. And you look at the likes of Rohit Sharma, when he gets a little bit of pace with a new ball, he hits so well through that offside and flicks to the onside that he can be unstoppable. And the likes of Kohli too just really work with it so nicely. They might take the game away from Australia. Just depends how they use the new ball. So it's all on. Wickets will buoy Australia. If they don't get those early wickets, it might be an easier run chase.
Well, form is very temporary and class is permanent, and these two are class players, and they're a little bit out of form because of the pitches that they've played on. Tired pitches where they've not been able to stroke the ball around. They love pace on the ball, that's why they've played well in Australia. Rohit Sharma in particular just loves to hit through the line. Absolutely vital. They adapt to conditions here. That's what Australia have done in the last game against Pakistan. Their lineup was struggling for form, and they played really well straight away. No mental baggage, no playing for yourself, no getting yourself in. Go out and express yourself in what is really a quarter-final. All eyes on the opening bowlers for Australia. Hazelwood, averaging 29 economies high, but he bowls in that power play. Just the 7 matches.
And for a lot of them, there's an occasion here that's one of the bigger occasions they've played under. You know, they're in hostile territory. They're going to attempt to silence the crowd. If they're silencing the crowd, they're doing well, Australia. They're taking wickets, and they are fielding, catching well. Fulton Isle hasn't played a lot. Zampa's still young. Hazelwood's still learning his trade. And that's always a little bit of a concern. There's the Indian women's side. They were disappointed early. They went down. Here we go.
Up and away off the first delivery. Such a fine touch player. He should enjoy these conditions. Both of these should. Just stroke the ball. You don't have to overhit it. Australia will have to vary their length. Some good ones there. Some good players can only sit and watch. A slip, fine legs up. Away with a boundary. First ball to Dhawan is a boundary through the offside. Will they enjoy pace on the ball? You bet.
Well, we saw it in Australia. They're over there playing the 3 T20s. They played very well against Australia, winning all 3. Australia were changing their team up. They'd sent a couple of players over to New Zealand for a test series. But the fact was they enjoyed the pace. They really did play at their best, using the white ball just like that.
They've waited for a good pitch. They've got a good pitch. Now they're going to go and express themselves. India have won their last 5 T20s against Australia with shots like that. They've got the best finisher in world cricket to come. The best chaser in world cricket, Virat Kohli. There's plenty of firepower there. What can Australia throw at them?
I saw Shikhar at the hotel today. He was outside with his kids and his wife, and he was looking very relaxed. Very relaxed indeed.
It's coming onto that bat nicely, isn't it? Just a little punch. Might have a big follow through, but he's just a punchy player. There you go, the big back lift and then a little punch down the ground.
Yeah, but they're tough conditions, aren't they? Really, I mean, it's one of those where you want to make use of the new ball. That's why you've got Watson in at first slip, so you want to be able to try and swing the ball or nip the ball. I don't think there's going to be any nip whatsoever, but the other side of it is you want to get an old ball very quickly. You want the newness to go.
Good running, drop and run. Fielders had went back because the ball had been timed so sweetly. The wind predictor telling us, wow, 89%. Someone, some Indian down there doing the wind predictor.
Come on. That's not on. Give me a pen. Give me a marker pen. I'm just going to fill in that darker shade a bit further round. At least give us 45% chance.
Get down, Slats. Get down to the trucks and sort it. Can you throw in a curve ball and maybe open with spin? These two at times have struggled against spin in this tournament. Bit of Maxwell if the left-hander gets on strike, the big show.
No, I wouldn't be doing that. He's the only one you would. You wouldn't throw Zampa in there. I think you leave him till after 6. But Maxwell is really the only option. I don't think you'd be taking that risk.
Just the man with the golden arm, maybe just any kind of thoughts of spin. India haven't played spin well. Opens the face, runs it down. So a decent start for India, 7 off that first over.
Ball certainly moving nicely through the air, off the pitch, onto the middle of the bat. That's what happened in the Australian innings. Finch was good for 43. Better batting line-up with him in the side. Maxwell 31. Got out when he was really starting to get himself going. Khawaja 26. Has promised that big score right the way through, and 18 to Watson. So 160 for 6.
Coulter-Nile under a little bit of pressure here. Debate of whether he would play today or not. None for 45 in the last game.
Yeah, well, some thought that he would have been replaced today by Hastings, but not to be. Hasn't played much domestic cricket all year. And many officials here. And the man in the maroon jacket is the governor of Punjab. Many from BCCI as well, so the top officials from BCCI, and you know you've got a serious game on hand, don't you?
Good start from Coulter-Nile. It is a pitch where you can bowl it into the surface a little bit because it does skid low. What you don't want to be doing is just throwing in those half volleys. There's been one half volley that's been dispatched for 4. So that's your length, really.
Yeah, that's a good area. He needs to stay there. I think they've asked a lot of this young, inexperienced bowling attack in this particular tournament, and they're hoping that they can lift tonight. Coulter-Nile coming back from injury. He's been out of most of the domestic stuff back in Australia. So selected on the hunch, and selected because other bowlers are injured. I mean, the main fast bowler that has really missed is Stark. He's the best in the business in 2020 and one-day internationals, no doubt about it. He was the player of the tournament in the World Cup, 50 over World Cup last year. They really miss him.
Short ball pulled away, one bounce to Maxwell in the deep, and the bullet arm comes in straight over the top. Splice of the bat.
That's a good strike from Sharma. Just with that, you can see that pace is there for him to use it. Square of the wicket, so strong, particularly through that offside. Anything off the back foot through the offside.
Right hand, left hand combination. Coulter-Nile will have to be tight with his line with Dhawan. He loves width. Typical left-hander. He'll find width as well with his hands. It's a good line. As a captain, you're happy with that. You can set a feel to it. Well, straight stump to stump, and the odd cutter. There he is, arguably the greatest chaser of all time. His stats chasing are quite remarkable. He's already done it in this tournament against Pakistan on a poor pitch in Calcutta.
Well, when he batted, it didn't look so poor. He was at another level, wasn't he? It was a remarkable innings.
Doesn't get it through, so a very good start from Coulter-Nile. Just 2 from that over, 9 for none. India have to be careful on a pitch like this, which is a new ball pitch to bat, that they don't get behind the rate. Obviously get yourself in, use up 3, 4, 5, 6 deliveries. We've seen Chris Gale do that in the past. Get used to the change in conditions, but don't just think, oh, we're chasing 160, 161, we can go easy. Before you know it, the rate's rising and Faulkner's bowling becomes harder. down. Big Hazelwood is down. It's a wide.
Yeah, the big fella. He took a dive. He's tripped up in the follow through. There he goes. There's the effort. But it was a wide. So at this stage, Australia were 21 for no loss. So the bonus for Australia, if they can get 1 or 2 wickets in this opening 6 overs, that slows India down, and before you know it, that ball is a little older and it gets harder to score. That's what they need to achieve. Just keep that blazing start. If they can just hold India back, they get off to the same racy start, then they're on track. There's no doubt about that. And they can just initial 6 overs. Just keep the run rate down.
Yeah, and it all's down to the bowlers, really. You can talk as much as you want, have as many plans, but basically bowl straight on this surface. Fine legs up, which is always a danger when you're asking them to bowl straight. Oh, great shot. Maxwell just picks it up from the crowd. First punch, Shikhar Dhawan.
You can't do much about that. That shot is all on length. He gets a slightly fuller delivery. He's an interesting player. Dhawan, he was hitting through the line. He got the length. It was slightly more leg side, and then just flicks it over the rope and into the crowd. That is a beauty.
That's why he's so dangerous. He can hit decent balls for 6. There wasn't a lot wrong with that ball. And he just dispatched it over Maxwell at square leg for 6. Then gets the single. Beautiful timing. Doesn't overhit, just holds his shape. Thank you very much.
He's good to watch. He's an unusual player. At times you think, oh, he doesn't look in. He can be just manoeuvring the ball around, and then out of the blue, he launches it.
Yeah, you're right. I think that's because he just doesn't get too stressed. The ball before actually absolutely plinked off the bottom of his bat, but it doesn't stress him. Really good from India. Gets the boundary, then 2 singles. Gets the crowd awake.
Shikhar Dhawan spends a lot of time in Australia, actually, in Melbourne. He's become a fantastic opening batsman. Teams up really well with Sharma. I mentioned the left-right combination. It's a good combo to have.
Difficulty of being a 20-20 bowler. He's not done a lot wrong in this over, Hazelwood, and he's gone for 9. Just the extra delivery, that wide in the first ball, whether that will hurt him now. That is the game on good pitches. Great comeback after the 6, 18 for none from 3. No, because he was so good in the first over, gets another over. 1 over for 2. Sharma on strike. Pulled away. 1 bounce, 2 bounces for. Sharma joins Dhawan in the boundary count.
Yeah, just watching him in his stance then, he was waiting for something of a length. If he got it, he was going to swing through it. Didn't matter whether it went down the ground or through mid-wicket. That is a power stroke, and that is trusting the surface with the pace and a consistent bounce.
And again, toe end of the bat this time. Just setting himself, you're right, Slatch. You can almost see that left leg just twitching. He's not trying to get on the front foot and drive it away. Just twitching to set himself to hit length over square leg and mid-wicket.
Yeah, the trouble with that first ball, when you get Hoyt to the onside, it really unsettles something like a Coulter Nile. Where does the next length go? What do I try and do? Got to stop that. So, a player like Sharma is asking questions all the time.
Oh, Good change, excellent change. Brilliant evening in Mohali. The Indian fans are full of colour, full of emotion, full of passion, full of spirit.
Yeah, it's always dull, isn't it, when you come to a ground like this? It is fantastic. It's one of the great experiences I think you'll ever experience, is coming to India, coming to a game of cricket when India are playing. You forget, actually, the spirit of the game over here. I know in Australia we love cricket, but it is brilliant.
This is what I think they've got to do more of. Those sort of cutters sort of seem to sit in the pitch, don't they? I know it sounds obvious, lots of bowlers are doing it now, but you threw your shot early, that could have easily gone straight up in the air. Does go straight up in the air. Will it be taken? It's taken. Very good from Australia. Dhawan's gone.
Massive for Australia. It is massive. He's a danger man. And Dhawan gone for 13. 23 for 1.
Man for the big stage, the big occasion. Seen that from him before. The bigger the game, the more he wants to contribute. He likes a fight, he likes a scrap as well. And he loves playing against Australia. Won't be on strike, batsman crossed. Still won't be on strike. 24 for 1. Plenty of batting to come for India, but a few doubts after the first wicket goes down. Raina, Yuvraj, Dhoni, Pandya, Jadeja, Ashwin can bat, so plenty there. They'll want to make sure the batsmen take it as deep as possible, and they'll want Virat Kohli there at the end. Coulter-Nile and Hazlewood have been pretty good. Not bowled any poor deliveries. Ones they've been hit off good length. Brett Lee joins me. You must be impressed with the way the Aussie opening bowlers have gone.
They've done very well, and in particular Coulter-Nile. There's a chance he may have been rested or dropped tonight, but what he's doing tonight, he's changing up his length. He was a bit predictable last game, just bowling that sort of short of a length, back of a length, but that one there, nice quick bumper. So full credit to the Australian selection committee to stick with him, and he's doing a great job so far.
Got to get this man early. It's the only way. Get him early. Any batsman is vulnerable early on, and that's why a slip goes in.
Yeah, so 25 for 1 after 4.2 overs, so Australia will be very happy with this, considering it is a new ball wicket. Saw the way that the Australian batsman came out and dominated in the first 6 overs, and then it gets tougher as the ball gets older, as the cutters come into play. It starts to grab on the wicket. Not a lot of turn, but it's good for the slow ball bounces and the change of pace. Be very, very happy with this start.
Whips it away with such style and grace. Why does he bother running? The moment it hits the middle of the bat, it's 4.
Hey, well, he's got a good bat, that's for sure. I know it's timing, but just watch the way he just caresses. Plays the ball very late, straight at the middle, rolls the wrist. It's 4 straight off the bat.
Australia will just have to drag him wider, because that was off around about off stump. They actually see it differently. They're going to bowl with an extra man on the leg side. Sweeper goes back. But if anything to Kohli, you've got to sort of drag him 4th, 5th stump. Beautiful hands, beautiful wrists, beautiful batsman.
I'll tell you, that's a great shot. Just slid off the outside face of the bat. All of a sudden, Josh Hazlewood's figure's looking very good. Yeah, just turned his wrist there, guided edge through that backward point region and brought one man across and just didn't get the line right. Kohli looks good.
Yeah, when the rest of the batting line-up has sort of fumbled and stumbled along, he hasn't. He stayed in good nick. Boundary single. This is that game that he was batting on a different pitch. Not just the conditions, but the opposition. It was Pakistan, it was the highest of pressure, and he delivered the goods again.
He loves a big moment, doesn't he? And he produced tonight.
Pen from the over, 34 for 1. Australia won the toss, made 160. India in reply 34 for 1 with 1 over left in the power play. Australia make their first bowling change. Shane Watson possibly playing in his last game for Australia. The veteran, just subtle variations with Watson. A few cutters, slower balls, changes his length. It's been around forever.
You reckon he's thinking 24 balls to go?
He's thinking, I want to go out in a World Cup final.
I reckon you're right. I reckon you could be right there, Nasser.
A pretty good bowler, Shane Watson, in 20 over cricket, in all forms of the game, but is easier on his body, 20 over cricket. And he doesn't do anything special, he doesn't move the ball, he just subtle changes. Carries on bowling length, he's not someone that you see going Yorkers or too many bouncers.
He holds his nerve, that's for sure. But he gives the batsman a real good look. You'll be able to see when he lines up here with his fingers. Gets his fingers in a really good position down the seam. Batsman gets a real clear look at what he's going to get.
I think also because he's a batsman, he has a bit of a gut feel about how the batsman's thinking. Sort of sense what's coming.
Well, whatever happens tonight, he's been an absolute champion for Australia. He's well loved by his teammates, that's for sure. He's been a fantastic captain throughout his career. He's been a great leader and certainly a guy that is loved around the dressing room. Shane Watson always puts everybody else first. He's sorely missed, that's for sure. And it's a good time too. Shane Watson, I think he's made the right call. Wants to go out on his terms and he's chosen to do that. And it's going to be a younger generation of bowlers and batsmen come through now. Australia's pretty blessed over the years. I guess guys in Shield cricket and domestic one day and T20 competitions putting their hand up.
So India not going too hard in this power play. Rohit Sharma just settling in, 12 from 16 deliveries. So they have confidence in the pitch and obviously their own ability to play spin.
It's incredible to think 5.4 overs and the deficit's 20 runs difference.
Yeah, this was where the wheels started to come off for Australia though after Khawaja wicket.
Yeah, it did, that's for sure. They're around that 6 over mark, wasn't it?
He just knows what he's doing, Shane Watson. He has a gut feel about the batsman, and Australia have 2.
Well, come on, he screams. And that's a massive, massive wicket. Shane Watson in his first over gets a big, big wicket. Rohit Sharma departs, 37 for 2.
Suresh Raina comes out. This game is in the balance now. It really is. Chasing in a quarter-final. Pressure on. Can they deliver? Ranked 16th in the world. Usually plays in a slightly different role. Usually just tees off. How will he go here? Slip in. As Watson got the pace to maybe just push Raina back. That's what most people do against Raina, especially the Aussies. Will he just stick with line and length? Good fielding. Very good over from Watson. 37 for 2, end of the power play.
That's the first 6 done, so Australia will very happy with that. 37 runs gone in 6 overs. And that's the way it looks at the moment. Sharma bowled. 12, 17 balls face. Shikadawan looked dangerous. Bowled to 13. Spiced by Coulter-Nowell.
It was an odd innings from Rohit Sharma. 12 from 17 with 8 dot balls. It's all right using up those deliveries, but then you can't get out. And he did get out. Double change. 2020 specialist Faulkner. 5 wickets in the last game. Full of confidence, and he will change his pace.
Teammates are very happy, calling him a Michelle Pfeiffer. 5 in the bag, and he's really happy with that. Bowl well at the death, change of pace at the back of the hand.
Yeah, the pressure was building on Sharma. 12 in 17 deliveries. He wanted to get a boundary. It's coming towards the end of the power play. And Watson just rolling his fingers down the side of the ball. Probably gave himself too much room, Sharma. Couldn't reach it in the end.
Yeah, you mentioned too, it's a good point, Nasser, about Watson doesn't try to go bowl the big Yorkers and change of pace too often. But what he does do, he bashes a length. And he thinks he backs himself, he's good enough to let the batsman make a false stroke. And that ball there was back of a length. Just got the top of middle stump. Most slow balls when they're bowling are actually quite full. That's a good ploy there by Shane Watson.
Almost have to just play Faulkner as a cutter bowler, and then if he surprises you with a quicker ball, then so be it.
Absolutely. Certainly when he's bowling his last 2 overs towards the death there, you'd almost, if you're a batsman, you're standing up and you're preparing 95% of his balls are going to be slower balls, and the change-up's a quicker one.
Come back for 2 easily. It's that sort of ground as well. Lots of 2s. Quiet power play for India. It started well. Dhawan picking one up. Leg side. Rohit Sharma did the same. And then the wickets came. Short ball. Khawaja held on to it. There was a bit of flair from Kohli. And then the wicket of Rohit Sharma. In the air. Good timing though. The outfield's quick. You're not catching up with that. Boundary to Raina.
At first it looked like it chipped it straight to cover, but he meant that, that's for sure. Just watch the way here, he just chips it over. It was a slow ball, and that's raced off. Tell you what, this outfield is so quick, like a billiard table.
Eight from that over, 45 for 2. I think we're going to have a close one here. India are 20 runs behind, but they can catch up very quickly because of the way they bowled and fielded towards the end of the Australian innings. 116 needed from 13 overs.
You calling a super over maybe? Or was that too close?
I don't think we could take it, surely. We haven't had one yet.
Not tonight, please. Just a little hush around the ground now. Crowd can sense in you're struggling a little bit.
Bowled it into the pitch. For a bowler who just bowls length, he gets a lot of wickets because of his subtle changes. Where's he in the ranking of most wickets in T20s? Shane Watson, Mitchell Johnson, Sean Tate and Dirk Nannes. And Binger, 28. Some serious pace. Just shows where he is though, because he hasn't got serious pace. He had pace from Johnson, Tate and Lee.
He's got a deceptively quick bouncer though, Watson. When he started out though, he was about 145 Ks, 148 Ks before he got injured. I think you're right though, this format definitely suits him. 4 overs.
Yeah, can't snap in 4 overs. Put his body through a lot.
Oh, you can. And I have.
They push for 2. Excellent running. Very good running. Gets in comfortably. That's going to be the key here as well. It's not a ground like Mumbai where you can just tee off and hit boundaries. Here you're going to have to run hard and work for your runs.
Finch very deep on the rope there. Wasn't sure if James Faulkner had that covered. He's got a very powerful arm. Aaron Finch on the fence. The reason why he's out there, but just wasn't quite sure whose ball it was.
What it does occasionally is then bring the fielders in, and then Rayner may take the boundary option. Is it a glove on that? I think there is a glove on that. Given. Watson has another. Australia have 3.
Huge wicket there. Rayner gone. And Watson's gone upstairs for a look. Gets a glove. And a nice catch there from Neville. So Watson from the city, and he's struck again. 2 for 7 he has. 49 for 3.
You can bet if they bounce Rayner, they're going to bounce Yuvi. That is for certain. At some stage, he'll know that. He's gone through that throughout his career. Very popular here in Mohali. Got a wicket with his first ball in this edition of World T20. Can he get the runs?
Short leg in place.
They've showed their hand early here, Australia. Short leg, 2 men out on the hook. It looks like a test match field in T20 cricket. And he's charged.
So Shane Watson's gone length, 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 and then short ball and surprise Rayner. Extra pace. Pulls down harder with his action, Watson. And it's gone through, taken the glove, and a nice catch here from Neville. He's pretty excited, I would have thought. Very, very animated cricketer.
So Raina bounced out again. All eyes on Virat Kohli again. Brilliant from Shane Watson. He has figures of 2 overs, 2 for 8, 50 for 3.
So 50 for 3. And that dark blue worm is still below the waterline. Hasn't popped its head up yet. Still 111 runs to win. 72 balls. We've got plenty of time, that's for sure.
Still got a slip and a forward short leg. That's a good line to bowl for Yuvraj Singh. They'll get some runs though. Crowd love it. Whichever way the runs come, it's runs for them.
Well, it's a great shot, and that's exactly where Yuvraj Singh wanted the ball to go. Knows this ground so well. Played here for Kings 11 Punjab in the IPL. It's flown off the bat. Usman Khawaja not get his hand on it.
Short leg stays, the slip stays, so they're really sending a strong message here to Yuvraj Singh. We're trying to get you out. What's happened to Yuvraj? He's seriously limping now. Really hobbled all the way to complete that run.
I don't know whether he's done his calf or his ankle. He's in a lot of trouble though.
Looks in real pain. That was okay. Seems to have hit him on the pad. And that the first step when he tries to sort of gain the strength to start running. It seems like at the moment they're pressing down on, what is it, ankle or the calf, but Yuvraj Singh looks in serious trouble here. It's getting worse for India.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's in good hands. Patrick Farha, the physiotherapist, who's loved all in Australia. He's been an Australian physiotherapist for quite some time as well. I'd say the best physio in the world. Looks as though ankle.
Ankle seems like it's a twisted ankle. Gives us time to look at what's happened in this Indian innings as they set about getting 161 runs to win this match and get into the final 4. Made a couple of good shots, however, before this happened. So 2 Indian batsmen getting out of the short ball here. Took his time, Rohit Sharma. Shane Watson getting that wicket, and this one too.
There's a good effort from Kulnal to crack it open. So he got the first wicket of Shikhar Dhawan, who, as I said, looked dangerous. 3 down.
They've had a horrid tournament. Rohit Sharma, Shikhar Dhawan, India relies so much on them to get them those flying starts. Just not been able to get the runs in this tournament. Ah, there it is. Wonderful shot of exactly what happened there.
So the left rolled ankle, and you can see there that as his back foot comes down and lands, it twists. And there's no worse feeling around that region when you twist your ankle and have to complete the run as well.
Have a look at the atmosphere here. Yuvraj Singh clearly in pain, but he wants to continue batting. Those days are gone when you could have a runner.
This might help Yuvraj though. It might suit his games to tee off. A lot of responsibility on these 2 men at the moment. Virat Kohli's got 1.3 billion people relying on him.
That's interesting. 68% win prediction. Have they got it in reverse?
I think Michael Slater's had the felt tip pen out.
Required rate is 9.09. Virat Kohli. I think maybe that is one of the factors that has got consideration in the win prediction. Called wide. Virat Kohli's phenomenal record as a chasing batsman in T20 International. I think he averages about 108 in 16 innings when India won chasing in T20 Internationals.
Well, you know that if Virat Kohli's there at the end, India will be there and thereabouts, that's for sure. The other thing too, just thinking about that injury to Yuvraj Singh, the short ball will be a massive problem now for him.
That's a signature shot now. Yuvraj Singh won't come back for the second, so that's another issue that Virat Kohli will have to handle. He likes to be busy, Kohli. So Yuvraj Singh has got a few things to consider here. You mentioned the short ball as well.
Yeah, when you've suffered an ankle injury and you're trying to squat down, it puts a lot of pressure on that ankle region. Certainly around the calf and the ankle, all weight bearing. So the thing that you wouldn't want to do when you're suffering from an ankle injury is try to duck down all the time.
And have a look at Steve Smith. These are mind games. He's taking his time. He's waiting. He's getting Yuvraj Singh to wait. He's come off first slip. There's a very short backward short leg that you normally don't have for a fast bowler. The captain himself is at short mid-wicket. Was that all deliberate?
Absolutely. And the other thing I don't like, there's a big gap between third man and forward point on the fence. That's where it's got to be. I tell you what, he's good enough to play the pull shot, normally when he's set, but he's in a lot of strife.
And that's what happens to Yuvraj Singh these days when the bouncer is bowled into his ribs. Leaves the ground, jumps up in the air, tries to get on top of the ball, and when it gets a bit too high, then he finds it really difficult to control. Well played. It is really hobbling. Just wonder whether it makes any sense for him to continue batting at this time, such a crucial moment in the innings. That a fitter guy could come out. Maybe you can see how his ankle is shaping up and decide whether he can come in later to bat.
Gets off the wicket, that's for sure, and just those little stutters there wouldn't help his ankle. Still watches the ball very closely though, and that's the good thing. If he's watching the ball closely with the short one, he's in a good position.
Virat Kohli taking his time. 9 overs gone, it's 59 for 3.
He's got to make a decision here, Yuvraj Singh, whether he continues or he swings. Patrick Farhat, the Indian physiotherapist, is sprinting out to Yuvraj Singh. And I think that he'll either try to work out whether he stays or whether he goes.
I think he wants to bat. I think he'll have another crack at it, see how it goes. The umpires will be conscious of the fact that he's taking a lot of time here, addressing his injury. It's just when he takes off for a single, that's the problem. I think while the footwork is happening in batting, it doesn't seem to bother him that much, but when he tends to take off, this is what happened really. So that left leg, the twist coming in, the outside part of the ankle, that's what physios do, just strap it up tight. Then you're asked to just completely forget about it and just run normally. It's so hard to do.
Absolutely. And the crowd got a good opportunity to get into the groove here. Punjabi community, the good dancers, they love it. Wouldn't they love to see the boys in blue get over the line?
Just watching that section when the camera was on them, the rest of the crowd are quite pensive at the moment. Wondering what's wrong with the Virat Singh. What are India's chances now?
Oh, they know where the camera is, that's for sure.
They come throngs and make a lot of noise.
mostly emotional cricket fan that hasn't bred in India.
Yeah, it's very hard to explain to, I guess, people and friends and family back home that haven't been to India, just how amazing the country is. Just the colours and the sights and the people, the culture, the food. It's got it all. It all revolves around one game, and that's cricket.
So there it is. He's trying to just strap it up to make sure that it doesn't move. And I'm sure he'll tell Yuvraj Singh, now just don't think about it. Play as if there's nothing wrong with you, and it should be okay. Real test of Yuvraj Singh's character here, isn't it?
Absolutely. He's certainly been a fantastic player for India over the years. Patrick Farhad looks concerned. But why would Australia change their tactic now? They'd have to keep going short to Yuvraj Singh, because every time he goes up, he's putting more pressure on his back ankle. And what that does to it gets him deep in the crease, so the single will be even harder to run because he's on the back foot.
What Yuvraj then also will try to do is try and take on the short ball as well. I've seen him play a few pull shots. He's got out as well, playing the hook and pull shot. He's not really convincing with the short ball. But all those challenges up there for Yuvraj Singh. Virat Kohli just giving a little punch of support there. Glenn Maxwell gets his first ball. You can see what Virat is doing. He's just playing the waiting game. He's going to watch what Yuvraj Singh does.
Well, Yuvraj Singh will enjoy this more, the spin, so I think he'll look to go here. I think Yuvraj Singh's looking towards cow corner. He's got to go because it's pointless just trying to run singles. And I think Stephen Smith realises that.
Ran okay on that occasion. The strapping has really worked.
He's running a bit like a under 10 player that's worn pad for the first times.
A lot better. He's really hobbling in between. Running between the wickets.
Because he'd love to be back in Durban, wouldn't he? 6 sixes and 1 over, Yuvraj Singh.
Virat wants to. Yuvraj Singh looks at it. Virat may not be entirely happy with the situation. He's just got his head down. He's not looking at Yuvraj Singh. I'm not sure he's happy with the situation. It's really Yuvraj Singh there on his own. He's got to decide what to do with this current situation. Required rate 9.58. Well played. Get a single.
He's still hobbling, but he looks a bit better. At least he's moving between the wickets now. The 2 wouldn't be out of the question, but putting a lot extra pressure on Virat Kohli, that's for sure.
The fumble will help Yuvraj Singh come back for the second. Virat Kohli is looking for the third. Yuvraj will say no. 10 overs gone. It's 65 for 3.
David Warner, you don't see that often. Building on what is a billiard table. And I think he just would have looked up, see where his man is, and just overruns it.
It's important communication between the two batsmen. Virat Kohli has to help Yuvraj Singh in this situation. Australia won the toss, as you can see there. Elected to bat first. Let's not forget Neville's contribution right at the end of the innings there. 2 balls, he got 10 runs. That got them to 160. Well, this is an interesting move. Spin from both ends with Yuvraj Singh out there. Virat Kohli may not take too many chances. He wants to stay there till the end to keep India's hopes alive. He's been good, Adam Zampa, in this tournament. The umpires will go upstairs.
think they're going to go upstairs and just see
Mark,
if his
we've
foot
got a
lifted a bit.
review
What
for,
Dhoni did the other night. He got that stumping.
Delivery. We can move on to side angle shot, please.
Yes, yes, yeah.
No, that's fine.
Oh,
if you could lure not out.
Everyone knows what's happened there.
Lure not out, please.
We're all getting excited here. We got in the middle of the umpire's conversation there. Talk about getting the timing wrong.
He's gone for the Clayton stumping. He had him, and I don't think that Peter Neville thought he was a chance and then realised it was too late.
Good start from the young leg spinner. 2 good balls to the left-hander. He's got a right-hander to bowl too. 3 fielders deep on the leg side. No one saving the single on the onside, so they want Virat Kohli to take that single.
Lovely bowling, mate.
Yeah, they're happy to concede that single. They'll build pressure on Yuvraj Singh.
And what a good opportunity here for Adam Zampa. Only fresh in the Australian colours. 23 years of age, and he's trying to bowl his team now to a World Cup semi-final.
Interesting name, Brett Zampa.
There's been a bit of talk the one that skids on might be renamed the Zampa. Sounds like a good ball, doesn't it?
You like Shikhar Dhawan as well as an attacking opening batsman. Shikhar Dhawan, good name to have. Yusuf Pathan, the big hitter. Zampa, the leg spinner.
Like a mesmerising name, is it? Zampa. He's good though, he's a confident young kid, that's for sure. Enjoys the challenge, he won't back down.
But like Warney, the way he starts off, he's almost carried, did that. 11 was gone, it's 68 for 3. Required rate now 10.33, spin from both ends. Maxwell to Yuvraj Singh, and once again the field on the leg side, 3 boundary riders. 1 fine leg inside the circle, 3 men saving the single on the offside. So 5 fielders, as you would expect, against Yuvraj Singh deep on the boundary.
What's the feeling in the Indian dugout right now? Is there a bit of panic setting in? Is there some messages to go out to try to get one person to go for it, or what's your thoughts?
I mean, ideally Yuvraj Singh is the man to go for it, because Virat Kohli in a run chase like this, with not a massive target, they want him to bat till the end.
Catch it!
Has he timed this well enough? Yes, very well enough.
Well, Glenn Maxwell can't believe it, and the reason why he can't believe it was he was beaten in flight, and that just proves how good Virat Kohli is. Wasn't even close to the length, swings through off balance, just carries the fence.
It's amazing, you saw the bat turn in his hand, so he hadn't quite middled it, the weight going into the shot. So that's one calculated risk, and now he'll run the singles. He comes back for the second. Yuvraj Singh, well done. Oh, is that going to be close? Maybe he was short of the crease, Yuvraj Singh, but Steve Smith knows exactly what's happened. Maybe he's not confident that he's taken the bails off with the ball in his hand.
I think he may have hit it with his knee as he was coming in. It's a great effort from Glenn Maxwell, but yeah, just his foot.
And Yuvraj seemed to have made it as well. Well done, Yuvraj Singh. Look at the effort the man has put in. You've got to feel for him. When he gets a chance, he just wants to walk the single. A real test today of Yuvraj Singh, the batsman, as well as the character of Yuvraj Singh. Is 12 of 11. Predictor is an Indian fan.
I'm glad you said that. It's not that up here, is it? Where's the thing? Is it underneath the desk here somewhere?
There's the question for you. And go there to answer that question. That's 12 runs from the over. It's 80 for 3. Such a big game. You just see the expressions of the players, and you know it's a high-stake game. You see so much of international cricket these days. Just these marquee matches that you can pick out. The players feel the pressure. This is one of those. It's not a World Cup semi-final or World T20 final. There's so much riding on this game. It's just a league match in the Super 10. It's really because of how the teams have qualified and what hinges here for both teams. It's a big night for both Australia and India. Brendan Julian in commentary with me as they look for two. Yuvraj Singh says no. Maybe he just wants to go after Zampa. Now he's decided enough is enough. Maybe it's time for me to go after this wrist spinner.
Well, I think Yuvraj has got to go. I think he's going to build up pressure on Virat Kohli. Because Virat Kohli wants twos and he wants to get going. The run rate's starting to get over 10 now, so he's either got to try and take him or retired hurt.
That's the thing about Yuvraj Singh, the big hitter against spinners. He generally goes after the left-arm spinners, not so much against the off-spinners or somebody like him who's going to bowl the wrong and more. Leg side field is well placed for Yuvraj Singh. Boundary riders there, 3 of them. Oh, that's a gift. And he accepts it gracefully, Yuvraj Singh. Nice juicy full toss. Will that get him going?
Well, I think that's what he's got to keep doing, Yuvraj. It was a rank full toss by Madam Zampa and a rare one, but well put away by Yuvraj Singh. But I think that's what he's got to do. It'll release the pressure on Virat Kohli, and if he can't run twos, I think that's only his only option.
Where did it pitch? Clearly going on to hit the stumps from what we saw there, but where was it pitching?
Yeah, it might have been just pitching outside the leg stump. Certainly just skidded on a little bit more. Yeah, I think it pitched outside. Very, very close, and a good shout from Adam Zampa. But more importantly for India, gets Virat Kohli on strike.
Yeah, Kumar Dharmasena spotting that one. Virat Kohli will keep strike. It's a good over for India. 9 runs coming off it. 89 for 3. It's coming to 10:30 p.m. local time here, so we're well into the night here in Mohali. They've been repeatedly saying it's a cool evening. And now with Faulkner coming in, we've had spin for a while. This over will tell us whether the pitch has changed at all. Whether it's going to be easier for the batsman to drive on the up, whether the ball will come onto the bat. Virat Kohli will sense that, and then he'll do an Angelo like last night. Just stay there right till the end.
Well, I think Virat Kohli is the key for India. He's got to make sure he's there at least to the last over. Iron leg up, third man up, so a lot of slow ball delivery out of the back of the hand from Faulkner.
With all the problems, Brendan, that Yuvraj has had, got to really acknowledge the fact that he's got 19 of 15. He hasn't done badly at all. That 6 really helped, but you've got to take your hats off for what he's done. Really fighting it out there.
Yeah, it'll just be whether Virat Kohli or they can run twos out there, because it's quite deep, wide mid-on and mid-off where there are opportunities to run twos.
Best bowling figures for an Australian in T20 cricket the other night.
Yeah, he bowled really well, James Faulkner, against Pakistan, and he bowled 6 slower balls in a row, and that's where he picked up the bulk of his wickets. And the game was sort of all over by that stage, but Pakistan still could not get hold of him. Right out the back of the hand, he gets that extra bounce as well. That's the one you've got to watch out for when he goes around the wicket to the right-handers. You can see that there, those blue deliveries, and he bowled around the wicket to the right-handed batsman. Between 110 and 125.
Same venue but different pitch. He's bowled one slow delivery and one seam up to Yuvraj Singh. Let's see what he does here. Is it going to be slower ball every ball? Took the pace off on that one.
Yeah, just a little inside edge there from Virat Kohli. And James Faulkner might be just saying that's a lucky shot. A little off cutter this time, not the normal right out the back of the hand.
Brendan, just I want to have a look at the field with you. Now this has become more or less the standard field on these slow pitches, where the batsman is encouraged to play everything in front. If you have the game or the courage to do it, hit my slow ball straight up. There's the fielder for that kind of a shot. So the ring is almost behind you and all the boundary protectors are in front of you as a batsman.
Well, he's taking the pace of it, so he thinks that the fine leg up inside the circle and also the third man inside the circle will be okay to field the ball if the batsman tries to paddle it or lay it off through the slips, because there'll be no pace on it. So he said, right, I'm going to take the pace off it, I'm going to use my deep fielders in front of the pitch. In front of the crease, I should say. Run right now, it's just creeping up. It's 10.8. 67 from 37. You just get the feeling that India probably need a really good over to get that run rate down a little bit.
It's got to be Yuvraj Singh to do it.
Well, also, don't forget, the back of Australia's innings, it's not easy to hit the ball over the fence and hit boundaries. I reckon the ball gets a little bit softer. Yeah, I remember Pete Nibble heading that 6 at the end there, but it's not easy to hit big shots with the softer ball.
Will he get there? Well, it seems like he does, and he's claimed the catch. The umpires may want to have a look at it. Is Yuvraj walking? What is Virat Kohli telling the umpire? But I think they're convinced it's a clean catch, so Yuvraj Singh departs. What a catch that.
Big wicket. Yuvraj goes 94 for 4.
Now he'll have a partner who'll run the hard singles with him, convert the ones into twos, twos into threes. So the running will not be an issue anymore. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, the Indian captain, in at 6. Yuvraj Singh, the last man, gone for 21.
Perfectly set up for MS Dhoni. And one of the good things with this situation is enough time. So often MS Dhoni would come in, there's like 2 or 3 overs left and he's got to go straight away. At the moment, he can get himself set. Kohli will be happy at the other end because he knows that he can at least get twos out there if they're there for the taking.
So Watson's got 2 wickets in his 2 overs. 2 for 8 at the moment. Let's see what kind of a field they have for Dhoni. A slightly different field now. There's no short fine leg. We've got 3 deep on the leg side. Maxwell has come in at mid-wicket on the leg side. And 3 inside the circle on the offside.
Just might shorten him up here a bit, I reckon, Shane Watson. He does like to bowl that bouncer early on to a batsman. Well, this is a good catch from Shane Watson. It's right out the back of the hand, the slow ball that we've been talking about, and Yuvraj didn't pick it up at all. And good ground there for Shane Watson. Look at that, just stuck in the right hand. Just enough.
So Faulkner getting his first wicket. In typical Faulkner style as Dhoni gets off the mark.
And the run rate now over 11.5. 66 from 34. Faulkner's bowled well, 2 overs for 13, and also Watson into his third over has got 2 for 9. So it's been a real key partnership, these two bowlers for Australia.
He wants to. Good attacking fielding from David Warner.
Yeah, one of the quickest in the side, David Warner. That's why Stephen Smith always has him at mid-on or mid-off in those areas where you need pace on the ball from your fielders. That's why Stephen Smith's fielding deep mid-off. He's got Kawasha in there at cover.
You see the field for Dhoni. It's a very safe, orthodox field with Virat Singh. He's found the gap. So touch and go for that fielder there on the leg side. Dhoni's first boundary.
Beautifully played from MS Dhoni. He just got the feeling that Watson was always going to bowl that delivery early on to him. He does like to test the batsman, but look at that, Dhoni picked that up early, rolled his wrist and just got it in the gap.
Recent times in T20 internationals, he's played these little cameos towards the end of the innings to win matches for India. Virat Kohli has been the main contributor, but Dhoni has often applied the finishing touch.
Takes the pressure off Kohli too, and a batsman hits the boundary at the other end. Nathan Coulter bowled well tonight. Safe 4, really. Really well hit from MS Dhoni. A big gap out there because Watson has his third man up, fine leg up, and Gully up on the ring as well.
Zampa might be a good option while Dhoni's out there new at the crease. Because against the seamers, he'll keep ticking them off for singles. 15 overs completed, it's 102 for 4.
Unbelievable. Virat Kohli averages 109 when India win, chasing. That's his numbers after 16 innings too from Virat Kohli.
Lots of chatter between the two. They know this is the partnership that's got to do it for India. They complement each other in many ways. Virat Kohli is, of course, the guy with the better range of shots. Oh, he's missed that on the offside. He was eyeing that area, over X to cover. Faulkner is the man inside the ring.
Little off cut of this from Josh Hazlewood, the first delivery. Watch him just run his fingers down the right side there and just take all the pace off it. I think he picked it, Virat Kohli. Just missed it. Yeah, that was it, the off spinner. He's got third man up and fine leg up, so you get the feeling that he's going to take all the pace off it nearly every time.
He's taken on the arm of Glenn Maxwell there. He had to lunge in just to make sure that there was no danger there. If there was a direct hit or the throw was very close to the stumps.
Beautiful running from Kohli. Have a look at him. He just knew straight away he wanted it. He turned out quickly. It was always going to be touch and go, and diving in. Desperation from Virat Kohli. He knows how much this means to him. The run rate now, it's getting up close to 12.5 and over.
Huge improvement area this for India, running between the wickets, the fitness levels, running those singles, converting them into twos. They'll come back for the second on this occasion as well. Pressure on the fielder, the fumble happens. The second one becomes that much easier. Aaron Finch, the fielder.
Such a big ground here in Mohali. There's just a lot of twos out there into the deep. It's a long boundary. It's about 85 metres. And Kohli knew straight away, as soon as he hit it a little bit to the left of the deep man, he could come back for the second.
Hazelwood bowling the final over.
No wicket for 30. Josh Hazelwood bowled, I thought, quite well the new ball early on. He's just got to make sure that he finishes well here.
So clearly Steve Smith doesn't fancy him much as a death bowler. Just wants to finish his full quota of 4. The bottom hand of Virat Kohli gets a boundary. Nothing wrong with the ball. The field is well set for those kind of shots, but what a placement that was. Brilliant.
This is an unbelievable shot from Virat Kohli. Most people would think that that's just a run down the wicket and a slog through the leg side, but have a look at the placement and the power and the timing. It was a slower delivery, went down the wicket and he placed it. He rolled his wrists so well and got it wide of mid-on, and to get power on it as well. That is such a good shot. He was just so still when he hit it, right out of the middle of the bat.
Dhoni has a lot of energy to run those extra runs. He'll always respond to Virat Kohli's call. Potentially dangerous partnership this for Australia.
And the run rate's coming down too for India. Well, as you've been talking about, Virat Kohli's got an unbelievable record. He averages 109 when India win chasing in the last 16 innings. That is quite phenomenal.
They're going after Hazelwood. I think they know that this is his final over before the specialist will come in to take the pace off, make it even more difficult for the batsman. 10 runs so far from this over. And again, Virat Kohli will come back for the second. Excellent running, some great shots as well in that over. That's 12 runs from the over. 114 for 4.
That's how it looks. 47 from 24 balls remaining, so final 4 overs. Fan of Dhoni? Well, you'll be a bigger fan if he can get his side home. The running between the wickets is outstanding. The stroke players lifted. And Kohli is 49 from 38. Sunil Gavaskar is alongside me. This final passage of play in the knockout match. It's going to be exciting.
Oh, yes, it is going to be nail-biting. Just like India's match against Bangladesh. Now, Shane Watson's picked 2 wickets for 16 runs of his 3 overs. He's going to be the man that they'll have to be a little bit watchful against, because he mixes it. He knows the Indian pitches, but then these two are the ones who can do it for India.
So Dhoni on strike. Watson bowling his 4th and final over. It's 2 for 16, his figures. No fine leg. And there's a dot ball, there's some gold. And just heaps more pressure. Required run rate is up over 12. So think of that. India need more than 12 and over to keep that under control.
So advancing down the pitch. Mahendra Singh Dhoni bowls it at speed. He bowled it at almost 140 kilometers per hour. The first ball of his final over of this game. India can't afford dot balls.
Well, Dhoni, he hits so well straight. You've got long on and then a man not far to his right. That's been hit so hard square that only the one. We saw those being 2. Kohli sprints between the wickets and Dhoni is fresh, so he's coming with him.
Oh, there it is. He's hit it really well, really hard, but straight to that fielder there.
So Ashton Agar is out there. Not sure who has gone off at this stage, but Ashton Agar fielded that one. A little bit of pressure on him. He's been sitting watching the whole night. He's only played the one game in the tournament. He swats that to the man in the deep. And 50 for Kohli. The 50 won't mean anything if India lose. He is brilliant in a run chase, but it's not over.
This is a terrific innings. 50 of 39 deliveries. I think umpire Dan Vasena trying to suggest to Virat Kohli that Virat Kohli thought that this should be called the bouncer, the one bouncer in the over, because he pulled it from way above his shoulder. Let's have a look at this. Oh yes, so it should be called the one for the over. This is almost like a tennis forehand. Oh, what a lovely shot. Look at the way he's hit it along the ground.
That's good bowling, really good bowling, and should only be the one. It will be one. So this is terrific from Watson. Faulkner's off the field, so Agar's out there for Faulkner.
Well, he bowled so well against Pakistan the other day, took 5 wickets. So his overs will have to be completed. Or whether he's gone off the field just for the over, we just need to see 2 overs that Faulkner has left. Who will bowl them? Zampa?
Yeah, and Coulter Nile has got 1, so interesting to see how it gets finished. There's a shout, and it goes to the man behind point, the fine man. So it's a leg by and only 1, so that is more gold for Australia. The run rate keeps increasing. It's up over 13.5.
Well, he's giving it everything, isn't it, Shane Watson? He hasn't bowled all deliveries at this speed in his previous 3 overs. But here, in his final over, he's bowling 138, 139 kilometers per hour, trying to get the Yorker, trying to get under the bat ball, and he's restricting the batsman.
This is a big finish. The third man in place. It's going to beat him, though. India needed that. They needed to finish with something. They do. 3 overs remaining. India need a further 39 runs.
Very.
Faulkner will be the finisher. He'll bowl this one. And then he'll bowl the last. So don't forget that you can go to @ICC #asked the captain. Ask captain who's going to be the winning captain. Here we go. 3 overs remaining. That'll be hard to stop. It is so hard. It looks lush, but it's like concrete out there. Once the runs start flowing, try and stop them.
Ball at 115, he'll bowl back of the hand stuff just about every delivery. And the Indians must be prepared for that. He's not going to bowl a quicker delivery, not on this surface. He's going to bowl the back of the hand stuff. Kohli was ready for it, this ball, and he slammed it away for a boundary. We saw him bowl all 6 deliveries against Pakistan the other day, all back of the hand, slower delivery.
The Australia would love to see the end of Kohli. Kohli, look at his face, his determination. He can play all the shots. Look at that one. He's not going to stop that either. This bloke is brilliant. And this is when he comes to life.
Well, that's the Indian women's team. They've stayed back to watch the men. And they're enjoying it, as is this huge crowd. That is a terrific shot. This one's bowled at his normal speed. And Kohli opening the face of the bat, chopping it down, running it away from that fielder at deep point. 8 runs of the first 2 deliveries. Ravi Shastri is happy as well. Run rate now down to 11.6. 31 of 16. So pretty much 2 runs a delivery. Flats.
And listen to the crowd. They're chanting Kohli. Kohli. He advances. He goes in the air. There is long off. He can only watch it go over his head. 4-4-6. He's unstoppable at the moment.
Magnificent stuff there. Going down the pitch. And with a straight bat. I love it. I love it. The straight bat, not a cross-batted shot. Beautiful, beautiful shot that. And over that fielder at long off, and he's happy. 14 runs. Virat, you got to carry on. Take India into the semis.
Wow, this is something special. For so long he was just taking singles, working the ball around. He knows when to put the pedal down. And Faulkner, that shot, one of the replays, he was just watching the ball fly back over his head. So Smith, he's slowed him down. He's taken stock here, Faulkner. What can he produce? Kohli, that's all he needs to do after those first 3 shots. A comfortable 2, and he's in control.
He's in control. He's also given himself just that little bit of time to think. This is the first boundary, then through the covers, and then jumping up, and what a magnificent shot that. Kohli, Dhoni, 2 of the quickest runners in world cricket at the crease. They'll sense there's an opportunity for an extra run and they'll go for it. That's what India need.
So no fine leg, no third man. He's been going down the ground. He was flicking that, but it'll be 1 run. You just sense, Sonny, that he just eats this up, doesn't he? The pressure. He has been outstanding. He was working the ball around. It was a runner ball innings. Nothing too fancy, but then all of a sudden he's launched into overdrive.
Well, the important thing is that he didn't get upset when Yuvraj was at the crease and Yuvraj wasn't able to convert the 1s into 2s, take the extra run. So I think he kept his cool at that stage, knowing that he needs to stay there. Because once Mahendra Singh Dhoni comes, he will be able to get those extra runs. And we've seen that. These 2 have run like hairs between the wickets. This has been magnificent. Absolutely magnificent.
So 17 so far. He wants 2. He's going to come back for 2. You can't take 2 there. Wow. That's 19 from the over. We've got 2 left. India need 20. He's only been out there a short time. He's faced 9 deliveries and he's sucking in the big ones. He's been sprinting with Kohli. That's how it looks. Australia made 160. There was a sense that they might be 10 to 15 short, but it's been hard work for India. But Kohli is really guiding the ship now. It's not done. We're going down to the final over. We might be going down to the final ball. This is a brilliant fixture. It's a knockout.
And exactly what a knockout gives you. Well, he's just maybe feeling something. Taking deep breaths, Mahendra Singh Dhoni. The physio's holding him, the umpires are waiting behind, but they can take as much time as they want in the final 2 overs. I don't think the umpires are too strict.
So a little discomfort there for Dhoni. Patrick Farhat, the Indian physio, has been out there. He's had a busy night. He was out there for Yuvraj Singh, strapping that ankle. And a little bit of a rest for both the batsmen. I think they'll take it. The Australians can take stock as well, the fielders. They can all start to focus and realise that a run out will do, a brilliant catch. Dismissing this partnership, breaking it up, getting a new batsman out there, might just allow them to 3-dot balls, 2-dot balls. That might be enough to win them the match.
Yes, I think the Australians know that they need a good over now. 20 from 12. The Indians have smartly taken their time, because that previous over they ran so hard between the wickets. Kohli did a lot of power hitting. It's very good to take that little extra breath. Get your breath back.
All right, let's have a look at this field. So no third man, fine legs up. The men are deep, straight, and deep point, and playing a miss. That is a good delivery. That does make it harder. Every ball that doesn't go into the outfield, to the boundary, makes it harder.
Well, he's also bowling the slower delivery. Pretty much a knuckle ball. 111 kilometers per hour. He didn't try to bowl a leg cutter, didn't try to bowl an off cutter. I thought that could have been a knuckle ball. It just didn't come off the surface. They do not want to give the batsman anything that comes quickly off the surface.
What about that? It's away, it's 4. He slices them through the offside. He just opens the blade. He so understands where the fieldsmen are and where they're not.
Exactly. If he had played with a straight bat, it would have gone to the fielder at extra cover. So he's opened the face of the bat and he sliced it deliberately. 2 men inside the circle, behind the stumps. No deep third man. Very, very aware, very, very conscious where the fielders are. That's the hallmark of all great batsmen. You know exactly where the fielders are. Moving away because the music was still going from the PA system. Also giving himself just that little extra second or two to get his breath back. Made the bowler also run halfway down. That's also a pretty smart thing to do.
Here we go again. It wasn't a bad delivery, really. And that is a poor delivery at this stage of the day. You cannot bowl there. He's overcompensated. You understand it. He's gone a little bit outside off stump and gets sliced away, so he thinks, I'll get a little bit tighter. I'll get it a little bit more on the leg side, but not on the thigh guard when you haven't got someone deep.
Well, poor delivery or not, it still has to be put away. And Virat Kohli has done it in style, rolling the wrists, hitting the ball along the ground, not taking any chances. There is a deep square leg, but he knows that the fine leg is in the 30-yard circle.
That could be the game. That could be the game. If it wasn't the ball before, that might well just be the game. That is a classic. Over extra cover, and away she goes.
That is super fantabulous, that shot. Look at that. This is the first one. This is the second one. But please have a look at this one. Wow. Absolutely wow, wow, wow. That is a magnificent shot. Stepping down the pitch, converting it into the length ball that he wanted. 8 of 8.
Incredible. It's a runner ball now. It's a runner ball. They've got it back to a runner ball, India. They just don't need to do anything silly. You've got the game in the palm of your hand. You've worked so hard to get it here. Australia, they need to pull something very special out of the bag and hope that pressure might still help them win.
Yes, and Dhoni going and suggesting to him, just take it easy, young man. Dhoni, of course, a little more experienced than Virat Kohli. Suggesting to him, you can now do it in singles. You don't need the boundaries.
Was to the man, but hit too hard. That hurts Australia. That hurts them so much. But take a bow, Virat Kohli. You genius. 157 for 4.
Well, he bowls a half volley. If Dhoni said to Virat Kohli, let's look for singles, he didn't listen to him. Do the young listen to the old? I'm not too sure. And thank God they don't. 157 for 4 now. Look at that Indian dugout. Look at that Indian crowd.
You just have to take a bow to that man. He is something so special. And you've only got to look at the history and how he can guide his team in a run chase. It is a phenomenal record. And he has done it here again. India needing 4 from 6.
Yes, nobody has done it better than Virat Kohli in run chases. Nobody. India on the brink of entering the semi-finals, thanks to that man on your monitor. What a magnificent innings this has been from him. Accelerating at just the right time, getting the boundaries at just the right time, and now, knowing him, he'll be happy to stay at the non-striker's end and let his captain hit the winning run. Total team man, Virat Kohli.
Here we go, the final over. They need 4. Well, you might as well hit it for 6. MS Dhoni, the skipper, has done it. India have made the semi-finals of the ICC World 2020. They have brought their best to Chandigarh. We haven't really seen their best game, and we knew today was going to be a special game, Sonny. These two always have a humdinger of a game. What a beauty we've witnessed.
Absolute beauty. Fantastic win that. Terrific. And it is the skipper doing it in style, as he invariably does. Finishing with a 6. You can see that Virat Kohli is just a touch emotional. He sank to his knees when that shot was hit by his skipper. Well, that is fantastic. Mahendra Singh Dhoni has finished in style. Now have a look at Virat Kohli. So emotional. He knew it was tough. Look at that. Sinking to his knees. He's done it, but he's left the finishing touch to his skipper. Look at the Indian dugout. Ravi Shastri, delighted. The team director. Man of the match? I think he's the man of the tournament, not just man of the match. And look at Captain Cool, walking away as if he's just had a net. Walking away as if, well, this was just another day in the park. Amazing, amazing, absolutely.
Well, he is what cricket is all about, the determination and all class, and the best batter in world cricket right now, Virat Kohli.
No question at all. The best batsman by a distance in the world, and that is what he'll get from Harbhajan Singh. Harbhajan invariably does that. Now Harbhajan is way senior to Virat, but look at the appreciation for this young genius. Everybody in the team coming and shaking hands with him. He's got a smile on his face. It's a terrific innings, absolutely worth going thousands of miles, paying more than $1 million to be able to witness it. This is incredible, incredible innings.
Here's the winning moment. MS Dhoni, he's so powerful down the ground, and what a player he's been for his country, and brilliant for the two of them to be out there. Look at that, Sonny. Doesn't that say everything? The passion, and he has guided his country home.
Yes, how much it means. There it is, Ravi Shastri, everybody, there he is. And thanking Almighty for helping him, for guiding him. This is an absolutely magical evening. 160 was what Australia scored, and India got to it off the first ball of the 20th over. Virat Kohli not out 82 of 51 deliveries. Mahendra Singh Dhoni finishing with a 6 like he did in the 2011 World Cup. He hit a 6 to win the World Cup after 28 years for India, and finishing the match over here with a 6 of Faulkner.
The Australians tried hard. There's a little bit of inexperience in that bowling attack. They were tested tonight, but it came down to the wire. It was one of those great matches that you expected to see in this tournament. 1 wicket to Coulter-Nile, 2 to Watson, 1 to Faulkner, and a difficult task. Given the pitch was playing nicely, but the batting was top class, particularly from that man Kohli. So 160 for 6. There was that feeling they were about 15 runs shy, that India were in trouble, but were able to get themselves back on track with a whirlwind finish. They will go through and play against the West Indies in Mumbai, and New Zealand will be taking on England in Delhi. I don't think there's any surprise as to who Sanjay Mandrake is going to be speaking to now.
There can be only one man tonight, the player of the match, Virat Kohli, for his 82 of 61 balls. Well done, Virat. I've been watching cricket for a long time. This was something very special.
Thank you. Firstly, I would like to thank the crowd for coming out here and supporting us. I think the support was unbelievable. They help you push through those tough times, and this, as I said, this is what you play cricket for. You need new challenges in every game, but trust me, you don't like these situations too much. They improve you as a cricketer, but I don't really know what to say right now, because I'm overwhelmed by the position we were in, and then to take out the match. I think UV strung in a good partnership, and then MS in the end kept me calm. I could have gotten overexcited, so I think it was a wonderful team batting effort, and very happy we crossed the line.
Yeah, there was a little challenge when you were batting with Yuvraj Singh and his unfortunate injury as well.
Yeah, I mean, he sort of wanted to see where he goes in the next couple of overs after his ankle twisted. But he's stuck in, he hit a couple of fours as well, and then that helps. Boundaries like that help in the middle. And then he just decided that he's going to go for the team's cause. He's going to go after the bowlers. He perished, but, it was a good thought, because if you're injured, you might as well make the most of the balls that you're going to play, because you're not going to be able to push the way you want to push as a runner. So I think that was a great call, and credit to him, he's stuck in there. But yeah, it was a bit tough at that time to focus on what we need to do, because he's such an explosive player. You don't want to have him at 60-70%.
And the running between the wicket was brilliant, absolutely. I mean, you could say the win was largely achieved because of that exceptional running between the wickets between you and the captain.
Yeah, I mean, we've always run well between the wickets. Me and him have a great understanding as to where to hit the ball and how to push the fielders from the boundary. And that's why you train in the gym. That's why you do those fitness regimes. That's why you do those sprints and all the other tests that you go through.
And the right diet and things like that.
Absolutely. I mean, it helps. I like to plan for when I'm tired. I should be able to run as fast as when I'm on zero. So I think that training paid off today.
Final question, where do you put this innings in some of the marvelous innings that you've played over the last few years?
Well, I think it certainly has to be in the top three. Probably the top right now, because I'm a bit emotional. So I would like to put this on top. And, against Australia, world-class side, literally a quarter-final for us. We had to go over the line. There's a lot riding on us on this World Cup. We're playing at home. The crowds want to see us. And, you just want to give them as much entertainment and fun as possible.
And it was a big night, wasn't it?
Indeed. I mean, Mohali has always been special. 2011 World Cup as well. The semis we played here. The atmosphere was electrifying. And, as I said, the positive energy from the people in the stadium helps you push through those tough moments. And a bit of luck goes your way as well.
Congratulations. You're the player of the match. You can collect that award from Mr. K.M. Marmon, the chairman and managing director of MRF Tyres Limited. That's Virat Kohli, ladies and gentlemen, our player of the match.
Well, no surprise it was Virat Kohli. He's one of a kind at the moment in world cricket. So Group 2, we knew that New Zealand were going through, and now today, confirmation just now that India will be going through to the semi-finals. Group 1, West Indies, they did get beaten today by Afghanistan. It did not dislodge them from that #1 position, but England confirmed their qualification against Sri Lanka yesterday. So they'll be looking forward to playing in the semi-finals. We'll take a short break and then be back to have a chat with the captains. Oh, Bindra Stadium, what a night we've had. And India getting home in the final over of the match. Kohli 82. He was under control for most of the innings. It was a runner ball, and then he all of a sudden realised he had to launch. And Ravi Shastri, he's the manager of the team. Kohli was pumped up, as you always see when he plays for his country, the proud country. So Australia 160 for 6. It was made up from a good start. It was Finch and Khawaja. They got off to an absolute flyer. It was 10 runs and over for that initial power play. And then it was Maxwell 31. He got himself going. Watson had to finish in that middle order. 18 not out. And Pan, 2 for 36 was the pick of the bowlers. India, though, on the back of Kohli, the one-man band, 82 not out, get themselves home. Therefore, they qualify for the semi-finals in this tournament. Another look at the table. New Zealand have won 4 out of 4, the only team to do so. So they qualified the first. India now knocking out Australia and qualifying for that semi-final. The West Indies, they lost against Afghanistan, but they're still number 1 and qualify. And England qualified last night when beating Sri Lanka. It was a fairly drastic run chase, but England are through. It is now time to go down to Sanjay Mandraker. He's got the 2 captains.
Yes, I've got the 2 captains here with me. Mahendra Singh Dhoni, I think I should ask the first question of the winning captain. Big relief, because it was not easy getting through to the semi-finals.
I think it was a tough score. If you see their batting, the first 6 overs, they got 60 runs, close to 60 runs. And after that, 14 overs, we did bowl well, and still they could manage 160, which meant the middle overs were quite tough. What I felt when I was keeping was it was difficult to hit the ball that was slightly back of the length, especially of the spinners, because there was not enough bounce so that you could pull it over mid-wicket for a 6. So I knew it was a tough wicket, but looking at the side boundaries, I knew it was very big, and that's where we could have challenged the fielder. So we felt that if we run well in the middle overs, definitely we had a very good chance.
Steve, what happened there? Did one man beat Australia tonight?
That was a pretty serious innings, that, under pressure. He just hit everything out of the middle and then found the gaps. And he's done it for a very long time, and credit to him, he played beautifully again tonight.
Looking back, maybe the leg spinner could have been bowled a few more overs, you think, Zampa?
Oh, he could have bowled 1 more, he bowled 3, so maybe. I thought that the quicks bowling into the wicket were, with slower balls and things like that, were going to be the hardest to hit, but turned out not to be that way. Virat played an unbelievable knock to get his side home.
Yeah, it's a question that I wanted to ask, but it's also a Twitter question, so I'll just sneak that one in at this time. That's from Krishna, which is to MSU. How well did you enjoy Virat Kohli's batting from the non-striker's end?
Well, it's not the first time that I've enjoyed it. I think he has been playing brilliantly in the last 2, 3 or maybe 4 years, and we have seen him evolve as a cricketer. That is something that's very important. Every day when you turn on the field, when you play a big innings, you want to improve, and the learnings, you want to keep the learnings, because you will commit mistake. But what's important is to take the positive out of the game, and that's what he has done. He has kept improving his game. He's very hungry to score runs for the team, and that's what really counts. And I feel it's the other batsmen also now, who will have to step up. You can't rely on one batsman. Yes, others have contributed, but still at the same time, if you can do a bit more with the bat on top of the order and in the middle overs also, I think he'll feel the pressure slightly less, and also it will be good, because still we feel we are batting like 60 to 65%, barring Virat. So we need to step up when it comes to the other batsmen in the batting department.
Steve, just help us understand what would have been the par score batting first on the pitch now that you've seen 2 batting sides bat on it.
I think 160 was probably around par. I think it just took an unbelievable innings there to get India over the line. I thought we were in a pretty good position at one point. They needed over 2 a ball at one point, and it took a pretty incredible innings for India to get home, and credit to them.
And you had to think on your feet tonight, because Bumrah went for runs in his very first over. Ashwin did the same, because these were your 2 very bankable bowlers.
I think that's where others step in. The part-timers, Yuvraj Singh is somebody who's very good, and I feel Hardik also bowled well. Yes, it was a wicket where their natural length actually helps them, but still they were very consistent with it. Also, the fall of wickets. They started strong, but once they lost a few wickets up front, after that, they were not able to rotate freely, and that's where I feel the credit needs to go to the bowlers who bowled after the 6th over till the 14th over maybe, and I feel that was the area where we actually did very well to restrict them to 160.
Steve, final question for you. The overall reflection on your team's performance in the Super 10?
I think, we probably let ourselves down in the first game against New Zealand. Lost by 8 runs there, which was quite a close game. We were always chasing our tail from there. We had to win every game from there to make it through, and we weren't able to do it tonight. Credit to India for the way they played. They played a great game of cricket. And yeah, it's been great fun playing over here in the World Cup. It's a great place to play cricket, and I wish India all the best in the upcoming games.
Yeah, 4s and 6s were there in that innings, but the running was phenomenal between you and Virat there.
I think it's a key aspect in modern day cricket. We all know there are some very good fielders in the side. More often than not, they'll be the ones who will be fielding in deep mid-wicket without the mid-wicket being there. So, that's where you have to challenge them. If you can take singles from the best fielders, every side has fielders who are not so good or who are not very quick, very safe pair of hands, but who are not very quick. And the moment you take singles or, make that single into a double from the best fielder, others go down, their shoulders and head go down. And more often than not, they know that these two batsmen, if they're hitting to me, there's definitely a 2. So it's also a bit of a mind game, but you have to be fit to do it. More than the endurance, you need explosive power, because in cricket you get ample rest in between.
Yeah, put a lot of pressure on one of the best fielders, David Warner. But hard luck, Steve, and all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Mahendra Singh Dhoni, your team is in the semi-finals, so congratulations for that. And thank you so much for your time, gentlemen.
Cheers, Steve.
Well done, mate. Good luck. Thanks. Play well.
That's how it looks for the semi-finals. England taking on New Zealand. That'll be on the 30th of March, only a couple of days away in Delhi. And then the day after, the 31st, in Mumbai, India will take on the West Indies. So tomorrow in the ICC women's side of things, South Africa will take on Sri Lanka. That is in Bengaluru. And in the men's side of things tomorrow as well, South Africa will take on Sri Lanka as well, but that will be in Delhi. So 2 more games to be played in the Super 10 round. We're looking forward to the semi-finals. We thank you for watching the coverage tonight. It has been a cracking game. It has been a massive win for India. They're through to the semis. From everyone here, it's good night.